If we had, yes, donate to the school, $ FDMG school on your Cash App. 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 If you need to mail in your donation, make it payable to the FDMG Academy, P.O. Box 9634. P.O. Box 9634. P.O. Box 9634, Wilmington, Delaware. That is Wilmington, Delaware, 19809. We appreciate $1, but we would rather have 10. We appreciate $20, but we would rather have 50. We appreciate $50, but we would rather have 100. We appreciate $100, but we would rather have 200. We're trying to renovate a school, brothers and sisters. We're trying to renovate a school. We're not fixing a flat tire. We're not fixing a flat tire. We're not opening up a penny candy shop. We're not selling water ices, okay? We're not selling hot dogs. We're renovating a school. Do you understand? Do you understand? So please, brothers and sisters, give what you can. We're building an institution, okay? Trying to give our children a chance that we didn't have. That's what we're doing. I don't have to pin it because I done already told you what it is. Don't be lazy. $ FDMG school. Don't be lazy. $ FDMG school. Before I continue with my message, thank you, Sister Avanti, $10 coming on the Cash App. Thank you, sister. Next time, make it 20, but thank you for that 10. I know you barely had that. Thank you, sister.
All right. Next time, make sure it's if you send 5, next time send 10. If you send 10, send 20. If you send 20, send 40, send 40, send 80, send 80, send 1. So let's go.
FDMG is coming. FDMG is coming. FDMG is coming. It's coming.
Hold on. Yeah. Nah, I got this. I got this.
FDMG is coming. FDMG is coming. FDMG is coming. It's 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 coming. Oh, it's coming. FDMG is coming. FDMG is coming. Thought his personality be twerking. It's twerking.
All right. You know, I wonder if there are any people who really think that FDMG is going to open. I mean, there's probably some who still believe, but, you know, belief is belief, and that has a place too, but it's nothing more than a long con. I've shown this many times. I want to start with this. We're going to get right on into this. We're going to have a short show. Umar posted this January 6, 2010. He stated promises in 2010 to begin laying the groundwork for the Frederick Douglass and Marcus Garvey Pan African School for Black boys, specializing in learning disabilities and disruptive behavior disorders. This will be a private school, and yes, you will pay in order for your son to attend. The grand opening September 11, 2013. I'm in the timeline for the documentary. I'm in 2013 now, and I'm probably, I want to say about 20 minutes, maybe 25 minutes into this next segment. And it's fascinating because he doesn't really say much about FDMG in 2013, even though that's the year that it was supposed to open. We're now in 2026 and there's not a school in sight. He has some abandoned buildings in Wilmington, Delaware, but no school in sight. So it's amazing because there are people who still think this is going to happen. Since this time, back in 2010, Umar Johnson has changed the grand opening date at least 30 times based upon my research. I have evidence, video evidence to prove that to be the case. He changed it to 2015, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 2027. And then he's given different time periods in different years. In some cases, January of a given year, February, which would be Black History Month, August 21st of a given year, September of a given year, Kwanzaa of a given year, and it goes on and on and on. All right, so there is a poll question, and then we're going to get into, because we have a short show. I want to get through this rather quickly. When will FDMG open? So far, we have 110 votes. 2% says 2027, 2% said 2028, 4% said 2029, and overwhelmingly 92% said never. And we'll get into the mode situation next week, and I'll compile some videos to show you just how serious the mode situation is on the interior, because information has been sent to me. And obviously, we've talked a lot about the mode on the exterior going all the way back. We were talking about it in 2019. It's gotten worse and worse and worse. I want to thank everyone too, by the way. We've had a wonderful week this week. I don't plan on live streaming over this weekend. Umar is also going to be interviewed on Sunday. He's on schedule to be interviewed by Father David. Sometimes he's on that schedule. He doesn't even show up. But if he does, we'll cover that sometime next week. But our main thing is we're going to get deeper into the mode situation up there at the banner. No, I'm serious, because I'm tired. It's going to be a short show. I'm tired. I really am. I am. Okay. I shouldn't tell you guys that, but I am. Okay. So we're going to get into the most recent interview of Umar Johnson, that has appeared online, which was from May 28th of 2026. We got through maybe close to halfway through the first part, and then there's a second part, which is question and answer. We're going to try to get through everything here today, and then the question and answer, we'll probably skip through some of the stuff because some of the questions aren't really relevant. I think he does bring up FDMG, if memory serves me correctly. Okay, all right, let's get going, everyone. Again, thank you all so much for being here. CJ says, let's get back to business, shall we? Tonight's game, take a drink for the number of brain cells you think the Umar Johnson groupies have. Yeah, that's a touchy it's a touchy topic, because I've always been lenient with that's just how I am with women. Clearly, Umar, he's on a whole other tier in terms of scamology. There's other people too. If I had more time, I would get into them, like Jay Morrison, Polite, Nature Boy, etc. There's plenty of other people. But the thing is, and I was talking about this yesterday, I think we're and I think it's fair. It's fair. We're way past the point where we can say here in 2026 that these Umar Johnson groupies, that somehow they're being taken advantage of. I think we're past that point, because there's so much information out there, and there's been so many different instances of women coming out to expose Umar. Older women, middle-aged women, younger women in their early 20s. To where no one, I'm just thinking, we have Google, we have the internet, all the information is out there. And there's literally hundreds of women that Umar Johnson has exploited sexually, and many more that he's exploited financially. So at this point, I have to just say it like it is, that if you're getting caught up with Umar and you letting him run through you like that, that's your issue. Okay, Umar, he is who he is. He's always been who he is. That it doesn't appear that he's going to change. So if you're willing to go for that okie doke, that's on you at this point. And you can't go for it, and then all of a sudden you want to cry as if someone's really doing something new. That's a choice at this point. All the information is out there, and it doesn't justify what Umar's doing. And I'm not a defender of Umar. I'm just saying that if you're going to go out like that, that's on you at this point, because it's 2026. It's not 2000. It's not 2005, 2010. It's not 2014 when he started raising money for the St. Paul's school scam. It's not 2019 when he acquired these trap bandos. All right, it's 2026. All right, so I'm just going to say that. Thanks, CJ. And I think that's fair. I think that's fair at this point in 2026. And we're halfway through 2026. All right. Okay, thanks, CJ, for the super chat. All right, let's get into it, everyone. So we're going to pick up where we left off yesterday, and this was the most recent interview of Umar Johnson from May 28th of 2026. Let's go.
If anybody is with you who don't look like you, they're not a member of your race, they are clearly there for an opportunity. And when the opportunity runs out, they disappear.
How many white women have thrown themselves at you?
Thousands.
Here you go. Thousands.
They all want me to take the Pell vagina so they can run to YouTube and say,
yeah, we were talking about this yesterday. I just want to play it again. There's nothing funny about this. Now, if this was a white dude up here talking about black women's vajayjay like this, Umar would have a problem with it. So it's a double standard. And for these men to be sitting up here laughing at it, it's inappropriate, and it speaks to their character too. There's a young lady sitting right next to him. Okay, you guys got to do better than this. It's inappropriate and it's unacceptable.
We got King Kong, bitches. They can't wait to tell black women we got him too. Because you got to remember, for them, let's go back to narcissism.
Right.
White women have a lot
Umar's the narcissist.
of romantic narcissism when it comes to black men. We all know this as brothers. If you're walking behind a white woman going down the street, assuming she ain't afraid of you, thinking you're going to rob her, she assume you checking her out. Ass could be flat as this fall.
Again, his focus it's always on women's body parts. But again, if this was a white people, let's say if these were those white comedians that Umar was crashing out on, that told those inappropriate jokes during the Kevin Hart roast, if this was a white dude talking like this about black women, Umar has a problem. But it's okay somehow for him to talk like this about white women. Men should not be disparaging women like this, and especially in this case with Umar, because he's supposed to be a school psychologist and a school principal and a therapist and a child therapist and child. No, he's none of those things, by the way. Okay, this is just the fiction that he's created. But furthermore, it's not funny. And these brothers up here laughing at it. You guys really need to take a critical look at yourself as men. You got this young lady sitting here too.
And she swear you are checking her out. And when she find out you ain't interested, not only in not you, I don't date none of your kind. And not because I hate you, but because.
Yeah, notice how Umar always frames things as date. This is just this is like a high school orientation. Dating not to establish a loving relationship, whether that's with a white woman or a black woman or any other woman for that matter. When he says dating, he's talking about sexual exploitation. Let's be very clear about that. That's why Umar's never talked about being in a long-standing relationship with a woman. He's never lived with a woman. He's never been married to a woman, but he has at least 3 baby mamas in Philadelphia alone. And a 4th woman in Philadelphia attempted to put him on child support, but was unsuccessful. Okay, he's what I call a male hoe, and he's been living like this for a long time. So when he says, from the male hoe perspective, when he talks about dating, he's not talking about traditional dating as in courting to get to know the woman, to get to know the woman's family, to develop rapport, to develop higher levels of respect and appreciation and care, and then develop a relationship, maybe someday, get married, have some children, raise a family together. That's not what he's talking about. He's talking about sex. And that's what he reduces his interactions to women. It's about sex and money. Okay, be very clear about that with Umar. How's it going, 54? B. Lewis says, the next time I go through there, I'll make a video, but I had to see the Bando bunkers firsthand. Being in Philly, it's not far away. Okay, all right. If you do, let me know, because there's people that go by there from time. Matter of fact, I forgot to do this. Enterprise drove through there the other day. I'll pull that video up. We'll get into that today. We'll watch it, and maybe next week we'll come back and have a discussion. But if you have anything, let me know. I definitely, but we will definitely put it up on here. Thank you so much. B. Lewis is from Philly. Okay, that's why he told me one time. He says, don't put Philly in this, because everybody in Philly ain't like Umar. I know. All right. Shout out to Philly. Most of the people who watch my videos are from Pennsylvania, New York, like on the East Coast. Okay, I mean, there's people who watch all over the place, but the majority of them are from over there. So shout out to the East Coast. Shout out to Philly. Okay, thanks, B. Lewis. Yeah, I'll if you get some video, let me know. Okay, and Enterprise, this is brother. He's the one that got the footage. Give me one time with this fool on the stage. Yeah, Umar, he's not going to get on a stage with a real man. He's not going to sit and be questioned by a real man. That's not what he does. Even when he's on this podcast, if you guys see the whole thing, they're pandering to Umar over and over again. They're like fans, and fandom that comes from fanaticism. And when you're a fanatic, you're not thinking critically. Okay, I mean, to them, Umar can do no wrong. I mean, Umar, he can get up, throw a tantrum, call the young lady next to him the B word and all kinds of other stuff, sit back down, and they laugh at it because they're glazers. Right, but that's what fandom is. It's fanaticism, right? So Umar's not going to deal with real men who are going to G-check him and question him and hold him accountable. He's never been like that. His main target demographic is women, single mothers, but then he tends to. It's interesting because what Umar there is part of the narcissism. The people that he likes to have around him who are male, they're the types of males who are yes men. You know, the guy who opened the door for Umar, I showed that video, and then he was around from way back in 2020. That's a yes man. So Umar, the types of males that tend to gravitate towards Umar are yes men. So he doesn't want to be, and he's not the only one. This is an aspects of narcissism, because he wants to always be in a position of power, and he wants everyone to capitulate to him, and that's why he chooses specific platforms to go on. Anyway, he's not going to deal with a real man. He's not going to sit down. He would never sit down, and even it could be virtually, and we can debate FDMG one-on-one, equal time. He would never do that. Okay. All right. Thanks, Enterprise, for the super chat. And then CJ says Umar as an educator is as useless as a reading light on a Spirit Airlines. Okay, there is no Spirit Airlines anymore. Now, this is fascinating, because in the next segment of the documentary from 2013, Umar states several times that he's an educator. And one of the things he does is he tries to make it seem as he's an educator, and he's more knowledgeable about what's taking place with these black boys in the school system, and compared to Dr. Joanna Kunjufu. He actually takes a shot at Joanna Kunjufu. And for some reason, Umar says that he's this, educator, a master educator. Umar's never been an educator. Just like he's never been a therapist. Child psychotherapist, child therapist, family therapist. He's never been any of those things. You Umar Johnson followers, provide me with a receipt that shows Umar Johnson as an educator, not a school psychologist, someone who's educating children. He's never taught in a classroom. He's never been certified to teach. He's never held any license. He's never held any professional licenses. Currently, he holds no certifications, period, even though he still says that he does. So the point that I'm making is that Umar, he's useless as an educator because he's never been an educator. And that's a profession. It's a true profession. People become educators, and they develop a skill set as a professional over years, over decades, in point of fact. Umar hasn't done any of that, but he pretends that he's this great educator. And then part of it, too, is the whole FDMG school scam. Part of it is that he's going to be educating these boys, but he's never educated children. He don't even like children. He don't even like his own children. And when I say he don't like children to Umar, they're like an inconvenience, literally and figuratively. And in a school setting, Umar does not know, he would not know how to, because there's a certain type of way you got to talk with children, you got to guide them, you got to teach them. It's not just you just get up there and run your mouth like Umar Johnson does. So this is a really good point. Umar is absolutely useless as an educator because he's not an educator, just like he's useless as a school psychologist because he's not a school psychologist. You Umar Johnson followers, I'll cash app your PayPal, your $150. Provide me with the receipt here in 2026 or 2025 or 2024. Well, Umar is an educator or a school psychologist or a therapist or a child psychotherapist or family therapist. Provide me with the bona fide receipt that will prove that and will stand up in the court of law, and I'll cash app you 150, cash app or PayPal you $150. I'll wait. And yet Umar parades and pretends to be these things. And he gets on these podcasts and pretends to be these things. But these are just yes men. They'll go along with it. They glazy. It's a fallacy. The whole thing. Umar, he's like a cartoon character. He really is. There's nothing serious or professional about him. He pretends. He's the ultimate pretendian. He's like a chameleon. And he pretends to be all these different things when in point of fact, he's just a bum from Pennsylvania. See, Barry, all right, that's okay. Thanks, CJ. Okay, let's get going here, everybody. So true, Lenon. I was a classroom teacher for 30 years. My sixth graders would tear Jermaine alive. Yeah, listen, Umar would not, he don't even have the patience. He doesn't have the temperament to deal with children. See, one of the things about Umar is he's quick to rage and quick to anger. You can't be that way if you're dealing with children. You can't, especially younger ones. I mean, all of them, really. Umar, he doesn't have the patience like that because he's never raised children. Some people, they're born and they come of age and they have like a natural sense of how to deal with children. Other people, they have to develop it over time. Umar never had it and he's never developed it either. He's never developed it either. So here we are in 2026. Umar's pretending to be an educator and a school psychologist, et cetera, but he's not. He hasn't even practiced in the field, and he's never been a teacher or he's never been an educator. And people who are in education, there's different routes that they can take, but most importantly, you have to be able to have levels of patience and know how to deal with children in the first place. He doesn't have any of that. And by the way, congratulations, 30 years. That's fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Thank you for your service. Thanks, Peace Within. And I'm glad I caught that comment because it's so important, because Umar, he really does pretend. He's a pretendian. What's up, Lewis Tuck says the type of people that listen to him either have smoked a substance that fried their okay. Why you always got to go to the extreme? The type of people that listen to him either have smoked a substance that fired their discernment skills or start every conversation with, I turned my life around due to involuntary detainment. I shouldn't be laughing at that. What do you mean involuntary detainment? No, there's different people. Listen, because I don't want to be bashing the Umar Johnson followers. I've said this many times. There are Umar Johnson followers. They're just new to this. Lewis, you've been around for a long time dealing with the Umar Johnson saga. Many of you guys here, you've been around for a long time. But there are people who they've learned about Umar. They've seen him on social media over the last year, the last 2 years, the last 3 years. They haven't done any investigation work. They haven't done any type of research or anything like that. They're going to figure it out at some point. But to those people, I get it, because people get caught up. But if you've been around following this Umar Johnson saga for 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, because there's people been around for a long time, and you still believe in this, okay, something's wrong. Something's wrong. There's no way. This guy said that the school was going to open September 11, 2013. It's 2026. And he's still making excuses, still collecting money. And that's not all of it. It's not just the school scam. It's not just Umar's documentary scam that was supposed to premiere in 2012, and he was still collecting donations for it in 2022, potentially 2023, but for sure 2022. And there's still no documentary. It's not just the Rules of Romance books that he was collecting pre-orders for at the end of around 2022, and that book still doesn't exist. It's not just Umar with the trips to Africa, where he said, we're going to go to Africa, and people were trying to sign up because he was telling people to sign up, and then he didn't go. He would just cancel it. This guy, he's had so many different scams. It's also what he's done in terms of these Black women that he's manipulated for financial gain and also for sexual exploitation. Again, I said it earlier, if at this point you're going for that and you're a woman, that's on you. Okay, I'm talking about historically speaking. If for people who've been around for a long time, all that information is out there. Conscious Stripper is another example of that. Her name is Kim Ringgold. She was a stripper that Umar Johnson was dealing with. He tried to pretend like he didn't know. No, he knew that she was a stripper. That's why she had told him that she was going to get on that pole to make some money to donate to FDMG. Umar was happy about that. He was telling her to send him booty pics, and she sent them. And I did see him for research purpose. I averted my eyes quickly. Okay. Anyway, there's so much out there. So yeah, some like I said yesterday, some of these people, they just out of their minds. Some of them some of them may be smoked out. But I think the ones who really believe, either they're just getting into this and they haven't done their due diligence, they haven't done their research, and they just don't know yet. There's also a segment of his followers who are in denial. They know something ain't right, but they give him a pass over and over again. That's like what we're watching right now. These brothers giving this Umar a pass, talking like this. It doesn't matter if he's talking about a white woman, a Black woman, an Asian. That is totally irrelevant. He's talking about a woman. Okay, I'm gonna leave it right there. Thanks, Lewis Luck. And see, you've been around for a long time. So Enterprise also says, I talked to a young man on TikTok today. He, like others, was defending not Umar's, but the black on black of it. The black on black of it. People are blinded by the concept. Yeah, I think what you're referring to is how Umar, and someone that had left a message about this on one of the I think the video from yesterday, how part of what Umar Johnson's rhetoric does for a lot of Black people is that it provides this sense of perpetual victimhood, and there's a strong market for that. So there are people who they will dismiss Umar Johnson's shenanigans and the stuff that I just talked about, and they'll dismiss all of that under the guise of, okay, yeah, but this is about Black consciousness, and we got to raise up Black people, and we're dealing with all of this, white supremacy and blah, blah. Yeah, there's racism, I get it. But once you start to frame it within the scope of perpetual victimhood, and that you're really not, you don't have a chance to get up out of the muck and mire of your situation, now we're talking about Black disempowerment. But people will dismiss that under the guise of, oh, this is about Black empowerment. So Umar, he gets away with a lot because of his rhetoric, and there's a strong audience who like to hear that kind of stuff. And this isn't anything recent, because this goes back many decades in point of fact, right? Other thing, Enterprise, one thing excuse my dog. One thing things I've learned is over the years is it's really it bears no fruit to try to argue with Umar Johnson followers who are not coming from a place of intellectualism and critical thinking and critical thought. And there are many of them that they don't, because even if they did, if they had some semblance of intellectual process, what I call proper intellectual process or critical thinking skills, they wouldn't be following Umar in the first place. So the fact that they're following Umar, and then the next step is they're willing to defend Umar, proves that they're not thinking rationally. And so when you're dealing with people like that, it becomes a waste of time if you're trying to persuade them, or you can give them information, you can give them some resources to go look into or some receipts to go look into. But in most cases, it's not going to matter, because it's not going to register in their mind as being something worthy to even just to consider, right? That's the aspect of mind control that Umar Johnson has over his followers. And he's been at this for a very long time, Okay, thank you, Enterprise, for the super chat. And then CJ also says, tonight's game part 2, take a drink every time Lenon says horizontal wrinkles. No. That was the first time I said that. It's highly unlikely that I will ever say that again. What CJ has been referring to is the video that we watched where Umar, it was on Monday, where Umar is walking around, I think it was Monday, where he's walking around and he's showing these trap bandos, like he's showing the interior. After 2 months, he's showing these classrooms. Well, he had on this kufi, real tight kufi, and then he had on this like t-shirt type of thing. And it had wrinkles, horizontal wrinkles, which proves to me that he slept. And here's the thing. Before that, I had showed a video. No, that was Monday. So I think we covered that video on Tuesday. But on Monday, I showed a video where Umar, he pulls up to the trap bandos and he sits in his car. He actually sits in his car for a very long time. I actually didn't show that video. He sits in his car for a very long time. Shout out to the brother who sent me the video. He gets out of the car at a certain point and he goes to the door of these trap bandos, what he calls a small school, and there's someone who opens up and lets him in. He goes inside. Well, he had on the same thing when he went inside, and that was around the time that we started the show. He went inside. He had on the same thing that he had on the following day when he does the live stream to show these classrooms. So Umar had a plan. He knew that on that day, I think it was Tuesday, that he was going to do this live, and he's going to, he had to. So he went the night before. He got work done with the guy. The guy got the work done, and then Umar, he slept there, and then he woke up the next morning, and then the next day, he has the same clothes on, ain't showered or nothing. That's why he looks so bummy. Let me tell y'all something. It's a problem if you have someone he's claiming that he's going to open up a school and have these kids. Originally, it was going to be a boarding school, but he's going to have y'all's kids, as he says. He says our kids. I don't know who he's talking about. He's going to have these children, but he doesn't even take care of basic hygiene. That's a problem. And if y'all think I'm making it up, let me give you another example, because there's reasons for why it is that Umar is like this. And one of the reasons why is because Umar, he's a hoarder. I know I've shown this hundreds of times probably at this point, but I'm going to show it again. This is from 2019. This is when Umar, he still had his own residence, and then he's evicted. This was from May 23rd of 2019. Later that year, he's evicted, and he becomes homeless. He's been homeless ever since. There you go.
Strong males send those resumes in. FDMG resumes. at gmail.com. FDMG resumes at gmail.com. FDMG resumes at gmail.com.
You see this? Okay, in addition to being a hoarder and being filthy, okay, this is a guy, again, he wants to be in control of other people's kids. Not to mention all of the sexual debauchery talk and the talking about cookies and a sexual deviant and et cetera, all the scamming and don't take care of his own kids, don't pay child support on time, got 3 baby mamas, at least in Philadelphia alone. On top of all that, he's a hoarder. Look at this. Let me play the whole thing, because what Umar does, he's a pathological liar, is as soon as he's exposed, he self-exposes here. He starts lying. Check this out.
Strong alpha males, send those resumes in. FDMG resumes at gmail.com. FDMG resumes at gmail.com. FDMG resumes at gmail.com is what we're looking for. My thing is y'all need to.
There you go.
What happened? I'm in the process of relocating to Wilmington, Delaware, so the apartment.
See him lying? He never relocated to Wilmington, Delaware. He was homeless after he got evicted out of here later that year, and then in 2020 he moves in with his mom. He lived with off of his mama for what, 6 years now.
I mean, it's a mess right now. Y'all don't need to see all that. I'm in the process of relocating to Wilmington, Delaware. I'm in the process of.
See, he can't hold himself accountable for anything. Listen, he's a narcissist. He has to create a false narrative and a lie, as opposed to saying, hey, listen, I'm filthy. I'm working on it. I got some problems. I'm a hoarder. I have some issues and I'm going to work through them. I'm going to get better. That's not what he does. He starts making up lies.
Relocating to Wilmington, Delaware. I'm in the process of relocating to Wilmington, Delaware.
Okay. By the way, when he gets evicted, where does all of this stuff go from his apartment? And I think it's two-story apartment, if memory serves me correctly. Okay, so all this stuff, there's a whole. I'm sure that the rest of the house is a mess too. I was in contact with a woman many years ago who actually went to his apartment and was dealing with Umar, and she talked about how he probably didn't let her go upstairs, but she talked about how filthy everything was, and in particular the kitchen was horrendous. You know, like plates of food, molded food all over the place, and just real unclean and unkept. So where does all of this stuff go when Umar gets evicted? Well, he transfers it over to the large gym at the abandoned buildings in Wilmington, Delaware, what he calls FDMG. Here's the proof.
Peace and love, black family. This is the Prince of Pan Africanism.
Okay, so and I'll mute this. 2025 is when he showed this so-called vandalism in the large gym, and that's what you see for 2025. And then what I did was I did a side-by-side comparison for 2019. If you look at this gym was cleared out. So what he does as a hoarder is he just stores things and just throws his stuff wherever he can, and just he piles it up. He did the same thing inside the small gym as well. But what Umar is talking about, let me read this to you. He says, destroyed my private book collection of 5,000 titles, including rare and out-of-print books. Okay, I highly doubt that it's 5,000 because he always exaggerates. But why would Umar put his private book collection inside of the large gym? No HVAC, no heating, no cooling. There's mold issues extensively on the exterior, for sure on the interior, because you can see that fine white mist or a fine white, how did I phrase that yesterday? It's like a layer of it's not dust. What it is it's mold. It's white mold. You know, if it sits long enough, it could turn into black mold. But the point is that Umar showed this in 2025 to pretend as if this sabotage or this vandalism took place in 2025. No, this vandalism is old, and I've already broken this down as to why that is the case. This is Umar Johnson's stuff from his residence, his previous residence, the last residence he had before he got evicted. See, these are all his books. See, there's dust on top of the paint. So this has been sitting in here. It could be for years. He could probably put this stuff in here in 2019. More than likely, his suitcases, bookshelves, more bookshelves, pictures, picture frames, more books. And if you look right here, this is what I'm talking about. You see this. If this was old, if this was new, you wouldn't see all of this dust and whatever this is. I actually think that it's what we see inside the other places dealing with the mold situation. We'll get into that on Monday. But this would not be on top of everything. This has been sitting in here for years, more than likely for at that point about 6 years. Okay, maybe 5.5 years. Okay, and there are some things that are associated with the classrooms that were leftover desks and tables from the Moyer Academy. But most of the stuff that we're seeing here, this is Umar Johnson's personal belongings. And I'm always amazed. If you guys look all the way in the background, there's just trash and stuff stacked up against the wall. And if you look for 2019, that stuff isn't there. Yeah, some of these desks are the desks that he's showing now inside of the small gym. I mean, in what he calls a small school that he showed the other day. But you see all the dust? Yeah, and that's dust. I'm talking more specifically about the white film. That's what it is. It's like a white film, layer of film that's all over the place. We'll get into that on Monday. But you can see that this dust covers this so-called vandalism, right? Where they have the paint, the spray paint all over the place. Okay, that dust has settled over years. Yeah, this is all Umar Johnson stuff. You know, so people think that he's going to open up a school. I mean, he's turned this into his own personal storage. Okay, those are his fitted caps, and he actually posted that shoe, that red, black, and green shoe on his Instagram page years ago, and he was bragging about it like it was some great accomplishment. I think someone made it for him. And there's that big back TV. Okay, and if we go back to this video right here, you can see the big back TV in the background. See it way back there? That's that big back TV.
Resumes at gmail.com. FD.
Yeah, there it is back there. So Umar, he's actually working backwards. It's not like there's progress. These are all of his clothes. And he's been living like this for a long time. He has bags of clothes in here as well. But he's been living like this. He's been homeless since 2019. All right. There's one other thing I want to show you. When he moves into his mama's spot in 2020, he actually did a video in 2023 where he accidentally flipped the phone. And here's that video right here.
Tapping in next, who tapping in next, who tapping in.
Okay, because I just want to show a pattern of behavior with the hoarding and just being unclean and being filthy.
And next, tapping with the Prince. You got a question, comment?
He still live streams out of here from time to time.
Tap in with the Prince.
Let me skip through.
Bless.
There we go. Okay, so he flips the phone, and again, the same thing. It's a hoarding situation. There's a sack of potatoes down in the corner. You got different oils and stuff. You can see kind of the tripod coming towards you in the screen, in the shot, and then you can see the walls are filthy and just stuff just stacked up all the way up the wall. He's filthy like this. And some people may say it doesn't matter. No, it absolutely does matter. Why would you want your children being, you know, he's going to be the principal. He's going to be the teacher. He wants total power and control because he's a megalomaniac. Why would you want your children around anyone like that? He's always talking about sex and crushing cookies. Come on. Anyway, thanks, CJ, for the super chat. That's how we got into the horizontal wrinkles. I'll propose that Umar has, and it's not necessarily, a bad thing per se. I'm sure that there's been times over the years where he just slept overnight at these trap bandos. So, I can see that, right? I can see it's nothing. But the point is that if you're going to do that, and then you're going to get up the next morning and you have the same clothes on, and you ain't take a shower, you ain't manicured yourself, and then you go live to brag about how you've got some more rooms together, and then your shirt's all wrinkled, so forth. It's a bad look. It's a lack of professionalism. Anyway, thanks, CJ, for the super chat. King Austin says, hold the woman accountable on the podcast as well. Yeah, that's a tough one. That's a tough one, King Austin. She doesn't say much. I don't know how much she knows about Umar. Based upon what the men say, though, they're followers of Umar. That's a tough one. Okay, it is. Now, if she was on there and she was glazing Umar, and you know she's talking reckless, that's not what I saw. You know, from watching the whole thing. Um, well, you know, I don't know if she's on that platform all the time. If she is, then yeah, you know, just because they shouldn't be platforming someone like Umar. So yeah, I see your point. I see your point. Thank you for listening. Louis Suck says the mask on the wall and the guy in the picture with the mustache looks shocked at the condition of your apartment. They do. Look.
Strong alpha males send those.
Listen, because they've been up in here. They have to deal with this for years. Real quick, it's not like Umar. All of a sudden, he was living in filth like a hoarder. That's not it. This guy, because there's videos that go back years of him, because he almost got evicted up out of this same apartment back in 2010. I have the paperwork for it, and the paperwork for 2019. He didn't resolve that at that time. That's why he ended up afterwards. He was living in and out of motel rooms, and then inevitably he moves in with his mama. But the point is that these that's Frederick Douglass. I can't remember who the other person is. I mean, not Fred. That's Marcus Garvey. I can't remember who the other guy is in that picture. But they've been sitting in this filth for years at that point. Just horrible. And it's not like an isolated situation. This is how Umar lives. He's been living like this. There's no telling, because this video is from 2019. We could go back into the archive and see when was it that Umar first started doing videos. I'm looking right now. First started doing videos from that apartment, and it was mainly on Facebook at that time. Let me just look through this real quick. Okay, I'm looking in 2012. I don't see anything there. 2013. I don't see anything in 2000. It has to be 2014 for sure, because I'm into 2013 now. So nothing in 2013. Here's 2014. He had been there at least since 2010, because that's when he first was facing an eviction. But I don't see him live streaming in there either. Yeah, he was doing a lot of lectures at that time because he really had built momentum off of the Hidden Colors series. Yeah, so nothing in 2014. So it got to be 2015. Because 2014 is when he started raising money for the St. Paul's College. Yeah, I don't see anything. Wow. Yeah, at least I'll commit this to memory, because I haven't looked into this in a while. That's 2015. Let's go 2016. Yeah, I still don't see anything. My goodness, I really thought that it was earlier. It's mainly lectures and then interviews, like radio interviews. Not many podcast type of situations, because this is 2016. And he's in and out of motel rooms a lot because he was traveling. That's why. Okay, that's why. We don't really see him. And I haven't seen him. Well, here he is with that. That's not the same picture, though. Yeah, that's a different. Is that the same? Let me pull this up right quick, because this may be, he may have. Here, let me pull this up.
Frederick Burton, Philadelphia. If you have any issues with that, then get in contact with me, and then I'll try to reach out to him.
Yeah, this is December 13th of 2016, but isn't that the same picture?
Resumes.
Yeah. So I think
his wife
that what I think is he hadn't set up that area yet. That's what it is. So he was live streaming in there. It's just, it doesn't look like that because he hadn't set the area up yet. I'm sure it was still filthy in there though. Let me just look one more time. Yeah, I think this is in that apartment too, right here. I think. Yeah, it's mainly him in motel rooms. He was doing a lot of stuff like laying in the bed, doing live streams.
Please bear with me, and we're going to go ahead and get started. in just a couple of minutes.
Couple of
For
months.
my people joining me on Facebook Live, if you have a question, you can call in as well, 857-232-0158. I repeat, 857-232-0158. And the access code that you need to use is 870-864-POUND, 870-864-POUND.
Yeah, I'm looking at
is
2017
the
now.
access code. Okay. So just a couple of events before I go ahead and start taking the calls. A couple of announcements. Number one, I will be speaking in Baltimore, Maryland, the first day of Kwanzaa. Baltimore, Maryland, this coming Monday, January the 26th. Umoja, unity, the first principle of Kwanzaa. We will be at the downtown cultural.
To set up an appointment with a counselor.
Structure, discipline, order.
He got a little incense. He was also live streaming out of the storage unit right here.
Thank you. No problem, my brother.
Yeah, am I up?
Yes, sir. Where you calling from?
Evanston, Illinois.
Go right in.
You coming out of Chicago at the end of the month in December?
Yes, sir. Chicago is Tuesday the 26th, first day of Kwanzaa. Harold Jackson Center, 6 o'clock. Doors open at 4.
I want to holler at you because about 2 months ago, my old lady called in and he gave her some advice. And she followed up with it, but it put our son in a little compromising position. And, you know, he was already going to see a specialist, professional therapist, you know, for his situation. And you shared some information with her, and she followed up on it and put it in place. And then called us a real financial burden on this end. So
what advice did I give her? No, tell me what you're talking about first. What advice did I give her?
It was dealing with the school and his IEP situation. He was already going to see a professional therapist, so we was taking care on this end. I had told her, you know, don't be listening to nobody on no YouTube because, you know, they don't know what they're talking about. But she took it upon herself, and she followed.
First of all, I know exactly what I'm. Whoa, time out, bro.
She didn't want me to know about it.
Wait, time out. Dude. Bruh.
I'm gonna see you in Chicago.
All right, then see me then. And get off my call. See me then.
Uncompromising position.
You ain't even tell. Wait.
See, Umar can't deal with real men up here inside of a storage unit. It's crazy. Because I remember one time he was in there and he tried to stand up, and it's not like it's a regular height ceiling.
What kind? All right, I'll see you then. Don't threaten me. You still ain't told me. You still haven't said what piece of advice I gave your old lady to follow. You still ain't told me. So tell me that first.
You need to talk to her because she won't even disclose it.
So how you know what I told her if she won't even disclose it? If she won't disclose it, how you know?
She called in.
If she won't disclose it.
Break down and say, yeah, I called in. I know you told me not to call in, but this is what he told me to do, and I apologize. So I'm calling you to let you know, bro, when you share information with these women, you need to check the background to make sure they're good.
First of all, everything I say is good. Everything I say is good.
See that? Narcissism.
Come to Chicago, we're going to have a conversation.
All right, we're going to have a conversation then.
Yep.
Everything I share is good, bruh. You don't know me.
But you share information, and you know how
everything I share is good. You ain't told me yet. Whatever, man. You just a hater, bruh. You just a hater. You ain't even told me what information, man. What advice did I give? You still ain't told me yet. Come on, man. You just call it in hating. What you talking about? What advice did I give her that was wrong? You still ain't said it. I'm going to go to the next caller. Go ahead. What about the IEP?
Yeah, you're right, Crystal. You're absolutely right. Marlon Karenga. Yep.
There's a million issues with the IEP. What are you talking about? And why you got to spend money if it's an IEP issue? If it's an IEP issue, what you bringing up money for? Because it don't cost you no money.
You told her to go out and get private testing, bro. That's what you told her to do.
Let me tell you what I told her. Let me tell you what I probably told her.
He don't know because he don't even know who the woman is because he always running his mouth giving advice. Unprofessional. He's in 2017, he's not a school psychologist. He hadn't worked in the field for over 7 years at that point.
Let me tell you what I probably told her. You want to listen? Do you want to listen for a minute? Do you want to listen for a minute? Do you want to listen for a minute? First of all, all right, well, listen then. Listen, no, but you calling up here with a nasty attitude, man. Nobody's scared of you, family. I'll be in Chicago. You want to talk to me, you talk to me. Nobody's scared of you. What I'm telling you is...
No, he is scared. That's why he's talking like that.
Listen, you ain't... Listen. You won't even listen, man. What she got to pay to get private testing for when you have a right to get an independent educational eval and the school district got to pay for that? She ain't got to pay for no eval. She can make them get an independent and the school district pay. I know because I do them in Pennsylvania. Every parent who knows me knows that they always have a right to an independent educational evaluation and the school district pays for it. So why did y'all have to pay for an eval?
Because she ain't know that.
If she talked to me, she knows that. If she talks to me, she knows that.
Yeah, he looks so goofy. And it gets worse and worse and worse. Okay, we'll leave it right there. But he was live streaming out of here. And then the video that he did where he was asking for $300,000 to go to law school, he was live streaming inside of that apartment. By that time, he had it set up.
Good morning, brothers and sisters.
Oh, he's such a goofy. So awkward.
This is the Prince of Pan Africanism, Dr. Umar Johnson. I'm coming through for a very brief Black Parent Seminar this Monday morning. Good Garvey Day to everyone. I wanted to drop by because I've been getting bombarded with questions and requests for assistance from parents as it relates to school disciplines or punishment. 14 days, 15 days, however many days I want.
He's so sassy. Okay, let's get back to it. I got both off. Anyway, thank you, Lewis Luck, for the super chat. Everyone else too. Jason says it's so effed up that he uses people's disparity to make himself whole. That's the only reason why he has any type of relevance. I've said this for many years that Umar the need for Umar only exists because there are things that are lacking that really shouldn't be lacking. And in the first place, Black men need to do a better job. Okay, and I'm not saying all. I'm just saying that there's a segment of the Black population where there's a vacuum when it comes to Black male leadership in the home. In some cases, they're not even present in the home. They're not taking care. Just like Umar, same thing. He epitomizes that in his own personal life. So when you have a situation where there's not a Black male leadership in the home, where you have all these single mothers out here, you have Black males who aren't taking care of their kids, they're not spending time with their kids, they're not supporting their children financially, the family structure has been broken. In many cases, these Black males they're not present at all. That's where people like Umar come in to at least present themselves as the one-shot solution to all of these issues that come up with the children, with the single mothers, so forth and so on. That's why much of what he frames when he talks about it, when he's talking about families, he really frames it not as like husband and wife, but as a single mother with some kids. That's why FDMG is a one-shot solution for all these Black single mothers who have these fears about their sons. A lot of his rhetoric is fear-based about what's happening to these boys in the school system. Yeah, there's some bad shit that takes place too, right? But it's not like how Umar describes it. Okay, he exaggerates shit. Okay, so it feeds into the fears. It's a form of manipulation, emotional manipulation of these women. That's his main target demographic. But I'll propose, and this is what I've stated for many years, that if we had stronger Black male presence inside of these homes where Black men are dedicated to these Black women, they're raising these families, they're married, they're raising these kids together inside of their homes, Umar will not, he will not have relevance. There would be no need for people like Umar who come onto the scene and pretend as if he's the answer. It's truly unfortunate, and he plays against that. He's been doing this for a very long time. Meanwhile, he's that type of Black male who does not take care of his children, who's created at least 3 baby mamas in Philadelphia alone, who doesn't pay child support on time, who's absent. He's not even present for his children when it comes to their academics, and yet he wants to open up a school for other people's kids. No, the truth is he doesn't want to open up a school for other people's kids. That's just a way to get money out of people. Okay, but it's all of this is predicated on the vacuum that exists in some Black households where there is an absence of Black male leadership, in my opinion. Okay, thanks, Jay Civic. TJ says, Lenon, hit the Cash App, PayPal, booyah. Okay. Booyah. All right, thanks, TJ. U225 says, make a thumbs up sign. That's how long Umar. All right. Okay. You ain't made $1 million? All right. Yeah. Thanks, TJ. U225, kind of thank you. Right. Haven't become a member. I'm working on the next segment of the documentary. I know it's been a while. I've just been too busy with all kinds of other stuff. I had to take a break. And I want to say I'm like 25 minutes into it, maybe a little bit more. No, it's more than that. I'm probably closer to 30 minutes into it right now. And I'm into 2013. Okay. There's other segments already available. I think it's close to like, I want to say 8 hours. I was thinking 6, but I think it's closer to 8 hours of content on the documentary. And I still got many, many more years to get through. Okay, thanks for becoming a member. Giannis says, my father will die on the hill defending Umar. Yeah, I know, and it's sad. I really feel bad for you, but I just want to remind you that you don't want to allow Umar to get in the way of your relationship with your father, your relationship with family members, because I've seen that happen too. There was this one woman who talked about how her brother stopped talking to her. This was many years ago. Her brother stopped talking to her because he was an Umar Johnson, supporter. And she was somewhat of Umar Johnson critic. Okay, so Umar, again, I forgot the term already. He tends to create a division wherever he goes, including within families, and it's truly unfortunate. Okay, so but we don't want that for you. Okay, Giannis. Thank you for the super chat. And then Lewis Suck says his weight fluctuations are crazy. He was definitely fatter back then. I think weight changes are mood based. You tend to eat due to boredom or stress. Absolutely with Umar. And he has different tiers of addictions, and based upon what kind of money he has, he'll go through these different tiers. His weight fluctuations over the years, it's actually it's astounding. I have this one video where he shaves everything. His head is shaved, his face is all shaved, but in his face, I mean, it was just. I said, man, and people would say that doesn't matter. I know it does matter, because if you're going to take on a project where you're opening up a school, you're going to have these children there. You're the main person in control of all of this. And Umar stated how there's going to be 12-hour days, and some of these kids are going to be coming to school 7 days a week, and he's going to be training them to be Black Rambos, and they're going to be taught I mean, we're going to go over to Africa for 6 months, whatever he said, and then because we're going to have a satellite FDMG over there, and then we're going to come back and blah, blah. You have to be in really good physical shape to take on something like that as this major project. So there's no way, and we talked about this recently too with Lewis, that Umar's 51, he's about to be 52. Time is not on his side. See, if he fulfilled this promise in 2010 for the school to open in 2013, that would make more sense. But it's 2026, and he's 51, about to be 52, and a school is nowhere in sight. Again, the poll question, when will Umar open up this school? When will it open? 2027, 2028, or 2029, or never? Okay. All right. Excuse my dog. I don't know why he's barking so much today. Thanks, Lewis. And then U225 says, Umar Johnson is a legendary drummer on the Shango. All right. Thanks, U225. Yeah, I always forget that word. He's very polarizing. So he tends to get people to take like these different sides. And then, people will fight over, and it's just not worth it, in my opinion. You don't want him to I know, never worry. Okay. Thank you again, everyone, for all the super chats. Okay. We got to make some progress here because I've been running my mouth again. I always get blown off, but it's all good. Let's get back to the main video. Here we go.
To my own, they develop a hatred for you. As much as I get snow bunnies who throw themselves at me through social media, I got the snow bunnies who hate my guts too. Who do you think you are? They use the N word and everything. You know what I mean? Because for them,
how dare you not?
Oh, cut it out, Umar. How would you know that? I got text from, yeah, but how would you know that they're snow bunnies if they just sent you a text? Well, I got videos from him. Okay, well, we'll show the videos.
How dare a black man not want this?
And you know, doggone well, if that was happening and Umar had videos, he would post that all over his Instagram page, because he's always posting stuff like that on his Instagram page.
Right.
This cold box I got. You see, so
Yeah, that's so inappropriate. And you can tell the young lady right there, she's laughing, but it's more of an uncomfortable laugh than anything else. Look at Umar.
I get both sides of it.
Right.
And I can always tell when white women know who I am, because they'll give me the second look and their face just turned. That's hell. You know what I mean? And the black wings forever, snow bunnies never. That's all 7 continents.
Yeah.
Like soon I get off the airplane, I don't care, Australia, I could be in China, Japan, somebody yelling at yo, die, black wings forever.
Yeah, but see, that's what he's going to be known for. I mean, it's like a minstrelsy. He doesn't realize it, but that's what he's reduced himself. See, when all said is done, he's not going to be remembered for this great school psychologist. He's not a school psychologist. He's not going to be remembered for someone who opened up a school for black boys, or for black girls for that matter, because that's the original promise, was black boys and black girls. The Amy Douglas something Garvey Academy, blah, 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 for girls. He's not going to be remembered for that. He's not going to be remembered for the books that he's written or any of this stuff, or as being some sort of a black leader. He's going to be remembered for Snow Bunnies Never, Black Queens Forever, Snow Bunnies Never, because it's turned into minstrelsy.
So, you know, their narcissism, it don't matter how many times I tell them, I don't dislike you, I respect you, you're a woman.
You're very respectful.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, you are.
It's just, I'm for my people.
Yeah, that right there is ridiculous. He's never been respectful of women. He's never been respectful of black women. If he's going to talk about a white woman's quote unquote box and talk reckless like that about the vajayjay, you can't say that he has respect for any women. And he talks he talks worse about black women. I can pull up receipts to show that. Okay, the Zora rant, the Super Soaker rant, when he went on, even when he was going in on the conscious stripper back in the day. Okay, this goes on and on and on, but let's keep going.
They're not used to that.
Yeah.
Think about that. 400 years. And white women are not used to being told by black women, by black men, I only date my own. That's sad.
Cut it
They
out.
have no history of regularly being told. Because even when we go to the Black Power movement, a lot of those brothers, even though they was fighting for the people, they were still playing in the snow. Right? Think about it. And some of my heroes played in the snow. You see what I'm saying?
Frederick
when
Douglass.
they hear you don't play in the snow, they trying to find out what planet you come from. And they think it's a game. That's why.
How about Frederick Douglass, though? Here's the original logo for the Anna Douglas Amy J. Garvey Leadership Academy for Girls. Here's the one for boys. Actually, this isn't the original FDM. This is the original one for the girls. That I'm showing there. Here's the one for the boys, but the original one for everything was this one right here, January of 2014. Oh, I'm sorry, that's for later. Yeah, and so in the middle there's an ape, like a gorilla face. And then on one side is Frederick Douglass. On the other side is Marcus Garvey. I remember when I first pulled this up, I couldn't see it, and people were telling me what it was, and I finally saw it. But now, once you see it, you can't unsee it. But that's the original FDMG logo, based upon my research. Yeah, just janky.
Inbox. You see what I'm saying? And some of them be built like the queens, right? But I'm like the box.
See, here he go.
Is still calling the Bonte Brown.
Why would you talk like that? And you guys laughing at it is just ridiculous. Umar thinks it's funny. It's not funny. The other thing too is I don't mean to go here, but if you listen, Umar has a lot of aggression, and it really what it is sexual repression. But he has a lot of aggression when he speaks about sex, but in particular, and now that if you listen carefully, when he's talking about these white women and their private parts, why does he get so upset and he starts to raise his voice? And I'm gonna tell you why, because that's what he secretly desires. But he can't outwardly say that, and he can't outwardly experience that, because his whole platform is based upon this notion. It's a false notion that he loves black women. Well, if you loved them, you would have married one by now, sir. There's plenty of good ones out there. But did anyone see that? Hit the one. Let me play it again. And it's before too. He does it before, but listen right here.
Right? But I'm like, the box is still calling the one thing proud.
See that? I'll play it one more time.
Don't play in the snow. They trying to find out what planet you come from, and they think it's a game. That's why they in the inbox. You see what I'm saying? And some of them be built like the queens, right? But I'm like, the box is still calling the one thing proud.
Mm-hmm. All right, not accepting money from white people.
If there's no interest and there's no energy in that direction, then you don't even have to fight to stay free of it. You know what I mean? If you see an attractive sister, and you might be like, okay, I'm already in a relationship or I'm not dating, whatever the case may be, there's a lure there. But if I'm not into handouts from white people, I'm just not into handouts from white people. You got to remember, coming up through the Garvey movement, the Honorable Marcus Garvey never took a penny from another race. And so that's still our position, right? So I was...
Yeah, you never heard Malcolm speak like this. Absolutely.
Groomed in that by my elders. So it came easy for me. It was just the way things supposed to be. And to be honest with you, if I look back...
Umar Johnson talk about box. Yeah, D2 scared to box. Box. What are you talking about? I remember years ago, it might have been last year, years ago, someone said, would you, because they said, Lenon, would you ever do a celebrity? Well, I'm not a celebrity, but they said, would you ever do like a celebrity for charity, a celebrity boxing match? Umar said, yeah. But that would be, I sure would. I let my son train me because he's into MMA and all that stuff. He's working out and stuff. I'll let him train me. And yeah, that would be awesome. That would be so awesome. And we can live stream it on YouTube. And all the money goes to a charity, like a legitimate charity. Right? All right, let's go. Anyway.
Over my career, I was so naive and innocent, brother, because a lot of what is considered controversial, I thought it was generally accepted as fact by everybody. Let's take the no snow bunnies. When
their second look is incredulity at Umar's. No, that's not.
I said black men should date black women. I had no idea that would be controversial. That
Umar, don't overstate it. People been talking like that for long. Since I mean, I know I've seen people speeches from like the 60s talking like that. So cut it out. You act like you're saying something that's never been said before. Cut it out. It's been said for a long time. Anyway, this is goofy. Let's
does not sound controversial to me.
No,
do it? No. But it is. When I say you don't take money from white people.
He once and has had white women. It has had white women. I don't know. I mean, we can do a poll on that. If someone reminds me later, the poll question right now is when will FDMG open? 4% said 2027, 2% said 2028, 6% said 2029, and 89% said never. Let's go ahead and close this poll out because I have another poll question. Now that you bring it up, Enterprise, let's go ahead and put that one on here. Has Umar Johnson had, we'll say, had a white woman? Yeah, go and get your vote in. we being messy now, but that's okay. That's okay. All right, get your vote in. Somebody's Ernest said, "Let it snow." Ernest said, "Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow." Yeah, why is Umar even talking about milk? Of course, magnesium is great. Yeah, the milk of magnesium. What's up, Nardo? All right, get your vote in. So far, 80% said yes, 20% said no. My goodness. Okay, how's it going, Larry? Okay, let's get back to it because we're doing like we did yesterday. Here we go. And I said we're gonna have a short show. I didn't say we're gonna have a short show yesterday. I just wasn't planning to be that long. Here we go.
Solve our own problems. That's controversial. So then I came to the conclusion that anything involving self-sufficiency for Black people is going to be controversial. Why? Because if you are not dependent on them, they cannot control you. This is why they would rather have you dependent on them, so they decide how long you function. Absolutely.
So white podcasters?
I've been invited to almost every major white podcast, and I've turned them all down.
Yeah, he's lying there. Okay, he always exaggerates.
Because in my mind, what am I going to say to this white man that's going to change his opinion? And even if I change his opinion, he's not going to stop being a racist because all white people are racist.
Gotcha.
In other words, this is just a waste of time. We're going to
that's not true. Not all white. It's just ridiculous.
talk about this.
Now there are some who are. We have to deal with them. I have to deal with them too. But cut it out.
I'm going to prove you wrong. I'm going to win the debate, win the conversation, and you're going to say the same privileged white man you already were. You see, so they all come.
Oh damn, James is really, man. This is horrible.
The white ones want. They want to see who's going to be the first white one to get it.
So no Joe
I might
Rogan
do a
appearance.
regular white one, like a low key one, but the big ones,
No Joe Rogan appearance for you. Nah,
I would have
that's
to see
not-
what we're going to talk about.
I was gonna say, I'm sure that Joe Rogan one kind of like that's almost. I feel like that's like an itch that you gotta scratch it one time. Like, I don't know when you gonna want to scratch it, but I'm sure it's like that's like the
So
maybe after
far-
Trump get out of office, then you can kind of like I gotta knock this
And Rogan hasn't hit me yet, but most of the other ones have. And I'm just like, nah, because what are we going to talk about? I have.
Yeah, James, that's just horrible. I'll be feeling so bad for these young ladies. I'm gonna show it just because. No, maybe I shouldn't. I'm not gonna show that because I just damn. She's young too. She's actually a lot younger than how she looks on here. We're talking about this young lady right here. She's actually a lot younger than what she looks right here. That's some sad shit right there. Man. All right, let's keep going. Oh man. And he got the bumpity bump too. U2-5 says great some lime zest. Here we go. Great, some lime zest over sourdough starter, and you'll get an accurate food representation of Umar. Ultra zestiness paired with the don't do that, especially after what I just was looking at. Let's not do that. Thank you for the super chat. Why you say some lime zest? That's crazy. Okay. All right, I had to get it in one time. Jay Civic says that just because I'm not black doesn't mean I can't see a black woman as beautiful. Again, I've said this many times in the past. A woman is a woman. A woman is a woman. And it's not just physical beauty. It's just woman mannerisms, how they talk, how they walk, all it's everything. So I'll come from the vantage point that this is not slavery times. People have a right to choose. And real talk, if you're assuming that you're a heterosexual man, I'm talking to everybody out there. If you're a heterosexual man, it should not matter whether or not a woman is quote unquote black, white, or other. You should still be able to see beauty in them. Yeah, that's how I look at things. Okay. When I met my wife, I'm not thinking about, is she black? Is she Asian? I'm not thinking about any of that stuff. It made no difference to me whatsoever. I've taught my children the same thing. Just don't have no toxic negative relationship. It doesn't make me any difference. Anyway, Umar, his rhetoric is such that he presents as if, well, first of all, he has this orientation. It's like he's stuck in the past. A lot of his rhetoric, it sounds like the rhetoric of what white supremacists used to have. Because white supremacists were ones, you shouldn't be dealing with black people. You shouldn't be dating them. You can't. It was against the law here in the United States of America at a certain point. Y'all know that? I can't remember what the actual thing was called. I can't remember. I can look it up. But we're in 2026. It's a different world. It's a different time period. You got social media. You have people. You have airplanes You have people all around the world who never connect with each other, and the notion that somehow you can't find beauty in a woman who is of a quote unquote different race, which is a social construct. That's ridiculous, in my opinion. Umar know damn well if he can get it in them skins of a white, he'll go for it. It don't make no difference to him because he's not looking for like beauty. He's just looking for a pump and dump. And he don't matter who it is. He just talks that talk. But what he secretly desires is he wants a white woman. Y'all want me to show y'all something? Watch this. And thanks, J Civic. Let me show y'all something. This is from June 4th of 2022. This is exactly 4 years ago to the day. How about that? 4 years to the day. Okay, today is June 4th of 2026. This is June 4th of 2022. Watch this.
Peace and Pan African, absolutely. But they were Caucasian. Were built just like black women.
How we doing there, gorgeous?
Okay. No, this is not from 2022. I'm sorry. This is not from 2022. This is when I did this mashup of it. It's fun. It's a show intro. Maybe I should play it at the end. But that's not the one I'm looking for. Hold on one second. Yeah, it's not coming up. I'll play it for you guys. Hold on one second. We'll have to use this one. Yeah, here it is right here. So Umar was at a restaurant and the waitress comes over. The waitress come over and listen to what he says.
All right, I want to try your black-eyed peas.
Hold on a second.
How we doing there, gorgeous?
Pan Africanism.
How we doing there, gorgeous?
Okay, he says, "How you doing there, gorgeous?" That's him taking the shot. Is this a black woman? Let's see.
How we doing there, gorgeous?
All right, I want to try your black-eyed pea hummus.
Okay.
I also want to do sesame kale salad.
Large or small?
Large.
Okay.
And what is tempeh? What is that?
You got some big old hands.
Tempeh is cultured soy.
It's cultured soy.
Look where he puts the camera too.
Let me
Remember how we were talking about this with this guy? He's done this to women, black women, but he's also done this to children.
go with I'm gonna try it. The smothered
The tempeh?
So which one is it, Umar? He's done, and he's keeping the camera on this woman, just like he did with the flight attendant, just like he did when he was at I think it was Frederick Douglass' house. He was doing that to particularly the woman that had the white shorts on and the white top. When he was doing those college tours, he was doing it to these little girls. He also does it that time where he starts his live stream, and as this woman, he says, "Let me take this camera off because people gonna think that I'm looking at your," I think he said voluptuous or something like that. That's, you know how he talks. Well, he does it to this white woman too. So which one is it? I remember there were people who were trying to defend this. Well, she could be black. No, cut it out. Stop.
How we doing there, gorgeous? How we doing there, gorgeous? How we doing there, gorgeous?
I attended 3 predominantly peace and Pan Africanism, peace and Pan Africanism. Peace and Pan Africanism, peace and Pan Africanism. Peace and Pan Africanism, peace and Pan Africanism.
How are you doing?
How we doing there, gorgeous?
No. All right, let's get back to it.
Hit me up. Big white podcaster. He wanted me to debate Jesse Lee Peterson, the coon. And I've already debated this man twice already. And I'm not.
Yeah, he did. Yeah. Enterprise says no reputable podcast is looking for this. Umar, he's overstayed. I'm sure that there's been white podcasters that's tried to get him on. He's scared because he wouldn't be able to manage that. He really wouldn't. He goes on to these black ones because they're not going to challenge him. But Umar overstates it. He'll say that most of them have to reach out to him. How many white podcasts are there out there? It's like I have this video clip. Umar says that he's visited most of the school districts in the United States and in London. No, excuse me, and in England. Did he say London? No, he said the UK, I think, something like that. And in the Caribbean and in Africa. It's in the next segment of the documentary. I said, this guy just say that? I rewinded like maybe 3 or 4 times. I said, wait, he really did say that. And over there in Europe, I think he said, I want to say he said, I can't remember. I can pull it up. What did he say? London? I can't remember. But they're not called school districts over there. It's called something else. So I had to do research on that. And then in Africa, there's just all these countries. And then that you can't find a specific number of quote unquote, because they may use different terminology over there, school districts. But I was able to get an estimate on how many schools are over there. And there's no way that anyone ever in the history of mankind could have been to and visited most of the school districts in the United States of America, over there in England. That's what he said. In England, also in the Caribbean, and also in Africa. And Umar was saying this in 2013, that's 13 years ago. He's 51 now. So we're talking roughly, he was 38 when he was saying that. Cut it out. So same thing with this about a white podcast. He always overstates things. He exaggerates. He has 4 or 5 buildings. There's 3 buildings in these trap bandos. He says he has 6 degrees. It's at most 5. He always exaggerates. Thanks, Enterprise. CJ says Umar is a hypocrite and he plays in the snow. Well, let me go look at this poll question right quick. So the poll question has Umar Johnson had. Oh, I didn't even put it in here right. Let me take this one off and do it again. You guys don't mind voting again. So has Umar Johnson had a white woman? Okay, if you guys don't mind, go ahead and vote again. I apologize. Here we go. Okay, and I'll check again. Okay, thanks, TJ. Thanks, everyone, for all the super chats. I know I said we got to let me. Yeah, it's not 4K, though, because the video quality is bad. Anyway, you know what? Let me do this. But no, let me gotta stay focused. Okay, or at least try to get refocused. Here we go. Let's get back to the main video. Thank you guys so much.
White. You feel me?
And again, if you haven't hit that like button, you're enjoying the show, go on and hit it. Our goal is 400 for this live stream. Here we go.
2 Negroes going back and forth for the entertainment of white people. Everybody knows Jesse Lou Peterson is a coon. Ain't no need to talk.
Okay, so audio man Mick, and how's it going? It's good to see you. Says, I am from the Caribbean. Every island has their own school district, and every school district has subdivisions. He lies so easy. He really does. You guys, let me go. I'm gonna go pull that up too, by the way. I'll pull it up and show you guys. It's in the documentary. Yeah, I don't think he says UK. I think he says in England, or he may have said in London. I'm not quite sure. I can't remember. What's up, Food Chill? Estevades, Kogo's in the house too. Yeah, let me go pull that one up.
About that, so I'm not going to entertain your audience. It need to be serious. I need to see the questions. That's another big difference. When the white people come, I need to know what we talking about, because this ain't gonna be no coon fest. You follow me? I'm not Netflix pet monkey, right?
Pet monkey. You gorilla? What you talking about, King Kong?
I'm good with Joe Budden, Ish, and all them. I'm straight with all of them, even with the addition of Dr. Mark Lamont Hill. You feel me? Nothing but respect. The biggest issue with the Joe.
He says even with the addition of Mark Lamont Hill, because that's a shot at Mark Lamont Hill. See, Umar has these issues with Mark Lamont Hill. Mark Lamont Hill defends Umar. You guys know that? So it's like, if you're a real man, I'm just speaking to Mark Lamont Hill. If you're a real man and you got Umar taking these types of shots, why are you defending Umar for a school? And Mark Lamont Hill, he's intelligent. He knows that this is a scam, the school scam, but he still continues to defend Umar. I think it's politics more than anything else. They're both from Philly. Word on the street is, okay, and I'm not saying that this is the case, that Umar, let me not go there. Let me not do that. Okay, we're gonna stick. Let me stop. But the point is, Mark Lamont Hill continues. Dr. Mark Lamont Hill continues to defend Umar about this school scam. He knows that it's a scam. He knows that. Okay, Joe Budden's already. He knows that too. Joe Budden knows that because he's already outwardly stated that he knows that Umar's not on the up and up. But Dr. I was gonna say Boyce Watkins. You guys know what I'm talking about. Anyway, Umar's been taking shots at him. Umar was taking shots at him in the very, very early days. I'm talking 2000, 2010, 2011, because they was on a panel together in Philadelphia. And Umar was talking about his so-called school back then. But Umar's taking shots at Mark Lamont Hill. That's why he says that right here. It's passive aggressive because that's how Umar is. But what's amazing to me, if you're a man and you got someone taking shots at you consistently, why are you defending him, Mark Lamont Hill? There's something for people to think about.
Podcasts, they tape on 2 days of the week. Gotcha. And them 2 days are never free for me. You feel me? And I've already debated this man twice already, and I'm not going to do it on a white man's platform. You feel me? Right. Two Negroes going back and forth for the entertainment of white people. Everybody knows Jesse Lou Peterson is a coon. Ain't no need to talk about that no more. So I'm not going to entertain your audience. It need to be serious. I need to see the questions. That's another big difference. When the white people come, I need to know what we talking about. Because this ain't going to be no coon fest. You follow me? I'm not Netflix pet monkey, right?
Yeah, but you call yourself King Kong consciousness. That's a big old monkey. I know people were saying it's an ape. No, that's a big old monkey. Y'all know that? Y'all ain't got to be, oh, well, you know, it's a gorilla. I know, no, but it's a big gorilla. It's a big monkey. They all the same. Anyway.
I'm good with Joe Budden, Ish and all them. I'm straight with all of them. Even with the addition of Dr. Mark Lamont Hill. You feel me?
See him take that shot?
Nothing but respect. The biggest issue with the Joe Budden podcast is they tape on 2 days of the week. Gotcha. And them 2 days are never free for me. Gotcha. You feel me? If I could pick the day, we probably already done it by now. But I got to do it.
Cut it out. You don't have a job. What you mean those 2 days? We've seen you live stream on every day of the week. What are you talking about? This guy, he lies so, hit the one. Did anyone catch that? This guy, he lies so much. The reason why I ain't gone on there, because when they record, it's on 2 days a week. I'm always busy on those days. What are you talking about? What you busy doing? You ain't got no job. You ain't got no family. You ain't got no school. What do you got to do? Just ridiculous. Let me see so this is what I'm talking about right here, February 20th of 2013. I got to skip through to find it though.
Don't have the authority to replace them with people who probably are interested in working with
that in the private.
As a principal, they give you the reason why the commitment of the educated percent of America's black boys to be grateful. Many of our private schools of education is being lost. Schools actually get overwhelming power. You cannot be dismissed for not being
evaluation
to teaching stereotype where you justify employment for illegal immigrants.
Oh, you ain't seen this? Yeah, most people haven't, but I have a whole breakdown of this inside the next segment of the documentary. I got through the whole thing, but because we'll waste more time. Let me pull up my Premiere Pro and I'll find out the exact clip, and then I'll have that for you guys. Hold on a second.
That's the reason why I've been back there. But to answer your question.
Yeah, he ain't got no job. He ain't got shit to do either. I mean, listen, if you're on social media all the time, you got time. And if you're posting all day, every day, you got time. And if you live streaming here and there on your broke down, what is it that he got over there now? I can't remember what it's called. He's doing the whole book club thing now over there. You got time. Just another, he's just lying. That's all it is. He always lying about something. Thanks, TJ. He ain't got no job.
I will do almost anybody's podcast if they're not bringing me up there to try to.
I know the Jesse Lee Peterson Umar debate was pure comedy. They're two old ass parts of weirdos. You know, I don't think I've watched the whole thing. I've seen clips of it, but if I run back into it, I'll put some clips of it inside the documentary. Why not? One time, Jesse Lee Peterson reached out and wanted to have me on his show one time. This was like, I don't know, over a decade ago. I was like, nope. Thanks, Goddess Noel. Yeah. I didn't know they debated twice though. I thought they only debated once. Because see, Jesse Lee Peterson had Polite on there back in the day. And Polite had one of his older, the one, his main wife, and then he had the younger one. And she was telling her story about how she met Polite, and because her mama had brought her in, she was accompanying her mama to Polite's. I think Polite had a bookstore or something like that back then. This ties into this other stuff that was going on where someone got shot and all this other. We ain't gonna get all that right now. Boy, this tell you that black conscious space was wild. So she sees Polite, and she sees Polite's wife, and at that time, what was happening was Polite was grooming her for later. And Jesse Lee Peterson asked, well, how old were you? And I think she said she was 17 or something like that, or 16 or something like that. But here we are all these years later, and we've seen what's happened with Polite. It's crazy. Anyone remember that? Yeah, Polite's still in jail. He's still in jail right now. Yeah, he'll be in until 2030 if he serves his full time and doesn't get in any issues. Yeah, he's still in jail. Okay, thanks, Goddess Noel. Jay Civic says, would Umar believe himself if he looked in the mirror? Yeah, I think he does believe what he says, including when he lies. See, Umar, he's a pathological liar, and I'm starting to believe that he's what's the other type of liar where they lie for no reason? Because Cheyenne Bryant's like that. She lies for no reason. A pathological liar, normally they will lie with intent because they're trying to paint a narrative. She does that too. But then there are also people who lie and it's not even necessary. They just lie just to lie. And I'm starting to think that Umar, he's both. I don't know if you can be both. So there's pathological, and anyone know what the other one was? Oh, she said she was 16 or 17. What's up, Dr. Sabi? Something like that. Yeah, something like that. Yeah. Someone said she was 14. Yeah, I mean, I can go and find out, but anyways, it just goes to show you that he was grooming her for a long time. He was grooming another young lady too for a long time. She ran away from her mother. And from what I remember, it's Sonetter's Sonetter's wife's cousin or something like that. Anyway, yeah, habitual, that's what it is. Yeah, or compulsive. I think it's compulsive, actually. I think that, it may be habitual. I think Umar, I think he's both. I think he's pathological in some situations, but then in other cases he's compulsive. Let me find that clip for you guys, though. I'm gonna find that clip. Lady Luck Club says she was 14. The girl he went to jail for. Oh yeah, that's okay. Yeah, that's separate. So that's another situation, and that's what he went to jail for. But this other young lady, who he took as a wife, he was grooming her when she was like 17. I think she was 17, and she kind of spilled the beans during that interview, and you could tell Polite looked nervous, and his wife. Yeah, the older one, that's been around from the beginning. It's crazy. And the other thing too is there was that other young girl who ran away from her mom, and she was underage, and Polite was calling her his daughter, but he was grooming her and dealing with her, if you catch my drift too. Because it was prostitution. It was like a sex cult prostitution type of thing going on with that. That's all that was. Not to say that that's all, but that's really what was going on there. That's one of the reasons why he tried to move to LA, to Hollywood, because he was trying to get these women set up so that they like call girls type of thing. That's what that shit was. People think it was some sort of black conscious. No, that's not what that was at all. People wake up. But then there was another incident from way before all that where Polite, he almost got beat up by this girl's father because he was messing with her and she was underage too. Okay, that was swept under the rug. So that's the thing about the black conscious space. There's so much dirt that's surrounding. Umar's part of it too. There's so much dirt going back to way back in it, over a decade ago, you know. And some of these people that get hemmed up. I remember this one guy, because I saw the picture of him as I'm going through this 2013, because this lady that interviewed Umar, she also was going to interview him. And at some point she probably did, but I can't remember his name right now. But he ended up going to jail. I think it was for drug possession or something like that. And it was like hardcore drugs. But he's someone, his name was Natural Tahuti. Anybody remember that? He ends up going to jail. He was big in the Black conscious space. He would do the debates and stuff, and he would dress in military garb. Polite used to dress in military garb too, by the way. And then he would have like berets on and stuff like that. A lot of that stuff is just like trying to one up each other. He ended up getting arrested. I can't remember exactly what he got arrested for, but once he got to jail, he was involved in this drug deal. And what ended up happening is a person who took the drugs, they end up dying. They overdosed and died. And so that's on him because he's responsible for that. And that's why he's still in jail to this day. And it goes on and on and on with these guys. I remember this one guy, Dr. Ali Muhammad. He was calling himself a doctor. He wasn't no doctor. He made a fake degree. He showed it online and it was misspelled and people caught it. I wish I had that. I'll show it to you guys right now. But it goes on and on and on. Yeah, you remember Tahuti? Yeah, his name was Natural Tahuti. Yeah, this is old stuff. I'm telling you, it's old. You got to go into the crates to get into this stuff. Yeah, they would do debates and they made a lot of money too. They made a lot of money doing that, but they would have some people would dress in dashiki, some people would be in combat outfits. And what's his name was part of this too back in the day. Young Pharaoh and General Solar Student Seti was part of this too. These are old days. Okay. Yeah, most of you guys have no idea about this stuff. Anyway, yeah, they did. They used to dress in military outfits, but Polite used to do the same thing. Okay, let me get back to this main video, and then I'm gonna go find this clip so that we can save some time. I'll be right back.
Make me look like a fool.
Yeah. You've been around.
I do get a lot of the comic podcasters too, right? They want to do skits and shit. No, I'm not doing that. We want to do another Snow Bunny skit. No, I did one of them. You know what I mean? With Kai Sanat's guy, Davis, when he brought the little white girl out. That was a skit. Right? Pissed me off too. And I thought she was really his girlfriend, but I was like,
yeah, I remember that.
But it turned out it was a skit.
Yeah, that was the young lady. Umar wouldn't. He either wouldn't shake her hand or wouldn't hug her or something like that because she was white. It was so stupid. They were young. They were just clowning Umar, but these are young people, like in their early 20s.
But I was about to crash out. I don't play these games. She's coming over there trying to hug me. No, you know what I mean. But as long as it ain't goofy and as long as not intended to undermine my mission, I'll do anybody.
Joe Budden podcast. Okay.
The most misunderstood aspects of Black culture. I think
this isn't that. This is where he talks on Black culture. I just a typo. I apologize.
Number one, that beneath it all, I don't think a lot of people outside of our community realize how much integrity we have as a people. Yeah. We have a lot of integrity and it's not often on display. Yeah. Right? Like if an Asian or an Arab or East Indian, if a Chinese, if a Jew, if they lived with a Black person, even in poverty, for a month, they would be shocked at how many opportunities you had to do something immoral and chose not to. You follow me?
Yes.
How many times you could have fed your child by stealing? You follow me?
Yes.
Like, I don't think they realize how much integrity Black people have even when we at the very bottom.
Yes.
Like our humanity is still what makes us who we are.
Okay, listen, he's saying stuff positive as if he's like that way. You the one lying and scam. Yeah, Umar, you the one lying and scamming and scheming. So what you talking about?
I would say that right there is number one. Number two, Black people don't hate white people. That's a myth. White people are.
Umar, you hate white people. That's for sure.
Try to create this counter mindset where we hate them. I don't know any Black.
He's such a hypocrite. His when he speaks about white people, his hatred. When he talks about Black people, it's hatred. He's saying something positive now, so I'm kind of shocked. But most of the time, it's real. It's all hate with this guy.
Person who hates white people, right? And they tried to make the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan look like he was a bigot. Right. He's not, right? They tried to make me look like I was a bigot. The first thing I say is,
"Excuse me, I'm sorry. I yawned. I apologize." Umar, listen. Stop trying to put yourself on that level. Okay. He always got to make it about himself.
Quote me, find a video on YouTube or interview and quote me, right? And so I think that people would be shocked to realize that despite everything we've been through, we're still not a race of haters. Yes. Our humanity, without question, is still at the essence of who we are, which is why I believe until African people reclaim our own consciousness, we can then reclaim the world. And then we could run this planet the way God intended to. Remember, we're the only people who've ever been in charge of the planet who ruled it with justice and love. The Greeks came to Africa because they wanted to. The Romans came to Africa because they wanted to. The Hyksos came to Africa because they wanted to. We didn't force nobody to come, right?
Right.
They did it because we want to learn from them. We want to study from them.
Yeah.
When we ruled with love and justice. And I don't think any other group has it within their spirit to do that. So our destiny is completely intertwined with the destiny of the world. And if we don't do it, I believe we will get punished way worse than any other group if this world goes to hell, because God gave us the world. We
What are you
it.
talking? This guy.
Remember, it was put in our hands. We fumbled it, and we too scared to take it back.
He just saying anything.
Let's go back to the narcissism and the need to hide your low self-esteem. The reason we lead with the thug image, it's the only occupation white America allows us to adopt without pushing back on us. Right? If I want to be a doctor, lawyer, engineer, astronaut, I can still become it. But I'm going to have to go through that racist process to do it, right? I went through a lot of racism to get my doctorate. But if I want to be a thug, if I want to own the position that the power structure put me in, because the white man created the ghetto, not us. But if I want to own that position he gave me, who lead me to it? Right. And so the reason we're leading with the thug, because as you said earlier, it's that artificial sense of masculinity. I feel like I'm in charge. And it's the only thing in the society that the white man has allowed me to have a monopoly on. He said, if y'all want to be thugs, y'all can have that. We're not going to challenge you at all. And since it's the only thing that we can do without getting pushed back from the white man, we decided to make it a positive.
He's saying anything.
Because remember, every man wants to feel like he's in charge. We as men have a natural need to control our environment. So for the thug, I'm controlling my environment, whether it's guns, whether it's gangs, whether it's violence, whether it's sex. This is how I feel. I'm in control. It might be artificial, but at least I have something. If we want to change that, we have to give them an opportunity to be something else. I say it all the time. If we're going to talk about the brothers on the corner, show them how to get off the corner. If you're not going to show them how to get off the corner, there's no need to even going over there being with them, because none of them really want to be there. But they've been in that position so long, they decided to claim it as something positive.
And one thing I did like about it was a viral clip that you made years ago, where you was like, you can't psychologize every pookie on the corner. Sometimes you have to get rid of it for good.
I don't want to ever be in a position where I have to do any harm to a black youth. But psychologically.
Here we go. The fact that these guys are even entertaining this shit. See, I'm not even from the streets. I grew up around it. I had plenty of family members and a lot of friends that were in them streets. So I look at things a lot differently. I just think it's reckless. Maybe these cats ain't from the streets either. See, because they're even though there's a lot of stuff that was going on that wasn't right, there's still like this level of respect. And if you're talking like this, you have no respect. Okay. Anyway.
Logically speaking, we do have child criminals. And some of them, most of them we can save. You're not going to get them all. Only a fool thinks you're going to rehabilitate every criminal. Some of them are so hardened. They've been through they are the 5th generation of a criminal, right? They're not even thinking about nothing else. And they will kill you at the drop of a hat. It ain't their fault. The black community is responsible for that. But if we want to protect the village, we're going to have to consider the possibility. You got to cut out the cancer. I'm not saying you got to unalive it, but you have to send them somewhere else if you want to save the people. One bad apple can spoil a whole bunch, especially.
Yeah, but you did say that we should unalive him. You see this guy? So that's why Umar, he's a coward, because he won't stand on what he said before, and he doubled and tripled down on that. Do I need to pull it up? See, that's what I'm saying. The idea of someone who's supposed to be opening up a school for black boys, well, what about the black boys who may have issues in that school? See, but Umar, he's not man enough to own up to what he said. Now he's trying to change it. No, that's not what he said. Let me pull it up. See, now if a white person says something like that, you know, everyone's going crazy and it's Black Lives Matter all of a sudden, including Umar. But Umar says that, and somehow he gets a pass, and then these goofies up here, they'll glaze on it and go along with it as if it's cool. Ain't nothing cool with that. Y'all can't be from the streets. You can't be glazing this shit. See, Umar, he ain't got no street in him. By the 9th grade, he shipped away to a boarding school. Everything's provided for him. He lived at that point, he's living a life of luxury compared to his siblings. He's the only one that was shipped away. He ain't got no street in him. When he was out there though too, because he was a bookworm, he talked about this. He had issues. He even had physical issues, and people would tease him, and he was taller than everybody else. They would tease him for that. He had issues with his feet, and people would tease him for that. What I think is that the people in the hood that he would have to deal with from time to time, they would tease him and beat his ass up because he's a punk. He's always been a punk. He's a sissy. He's a mama's boy. He's always been that way. He ain't got no street in him. That's why he don't like dealing with real men, even in 2026. So he still has all this animosity towards these so-called thugs on the corner. That's why back in the day, he said that black men got to get together and unalive them. And then when he's challenged on that, he doubles down. He challenged on it again. He tripled down. When he gets on, I think it was on Lord Jamar podcast, he tried to change a little bit. No. Stand on what you said, punk. Hold on a second. Here we go. So this is the first documentary I did on Umar back in 2020. It's got 140K views on YouTube. It premiered on March 14th of 2020. I'm gonna have to skip to find the part though, so y'all have to bear with me. Each day, more. Oh, this ain't it. Wait, maybe it is this. Hold on a second. No, this ain't it. Yeah, hold on one second. I may have to download it again. Excuse my dog. I don't know why he tripping tonight. All right, let me see. Yeah, I'm gonna have to download it again because it's not populating for some reason. I know I have it, but let me download this right quick. Okay, it's downloaded now. Did I get that? Oh, and then let me play this though real quick, and then we're gonna come back to this. Okay, we'll get back to it. I'm downloading it right now, but I want to play for you guys how Umar Johnson, how he exaggerates stuff, and this is something from the next segment of the documentary I'm working on right now.
As someone who supports superintendents, principals, and teachers across the country, you know, I've visited nearly every state and school districts in nearly every state, not just in America, but also England, the Caribbean, as well as in Africa. As someone who supports superintendents, principals, and teachers across the country, you know, I've visited nearly every state and school districts in nearly every state, not just in America, but also England, the Caribbean, as well as in Africa. As someone who supports.
You see this guy? And he's not even working as a school psychologist or any profession. Hey, he's a con man, God's princess. This is Cheyenne Brown be talking like this. This is in 2013. He had given his career up in 2010. And even when he was working as a school psychologist, he wasn't big time. See, he only worked as a school psychologist from 2001. We can say 2000 though, because he was doing an internship. 2000, let's say for a decade. So over the course of a decade, Umar, he goes and he travels and he looks at, he's able to see. Let me read what my voiceover is. Umar Johnson is lying. No one has visited nearly every school district in the United States, England, the Caribbean, and Africa. In 2013, there were 18,194 school districts in the United States. In London, there were 152 local education authorities, they're LEAs. In 2013, Africa was comprised of 54 recognized sovereign countries. There were about 620,000 schools across the entire African continent. And yet Umar Johnson visited nearly every school district in the United States, England, the Caribbean, and Africa. See, he didn't even have to lie about that, but that's what I'm saying. He's a pathological liar because he wants to pretend as if he's doing all of this stuff. But then on top of that, it's like he's lying for no reason too. Something's wrong with the guy. But Cheyenne Bryant's the same way. Like they get going, they start lying, and they be saying someone said that she was talking about how she was running for mayor or something like that. She said, girl, if you don't stop, Umar, he the same way. Okay, let me pull this other video up right quick. I downloaded it. And just for reference, let me go back to, and I just found this clip. I just found this clip like yesterday. So this is where I'm at inside. Actually, I just finished with this particular interview, and I'll move on from here. He says a whole bunch of crazy stuff in this one. Okay, but let me go back.
But why? One thing I did like about it was a viral clip that you made years ago, when you was like, you can't psychologize every pookie on the corner. Sometimes you have to get rid of them for good.
I don't want to ever be in a position where I have to do any harm to a black youth.
Yeah.
But psychologically speaking, we do have child criminals. And some of them, most of
Umar, you're a criminal for scamming all this money.
them we can save. You're not going to get them all. Only a fool thinks you're going to rehabilitate every criminal.
Right.
Some of them are so hardened. They've been through they are the 5th generation of a criminal, right? They're not even thinking about nothing else. And they will kill you at the drop of a hat. It ain't their fault.
See, most people ain't thinking like that unless you scary like that. That makes sense. He's scary like that. Most people, and Umar's 51. Most people ain't thinking like that. They might do this to you in a heartbeat. You sound like, anyway, let's keep going.
The black community is responsible for that. But if we want to protect the village,
Hey, what village are you talking about, Umar? You don't even have a family. You don't even take care of your kids. You ain't married now one of these black women. What you talking about?
you're going to have to consider the possibility. You got to cut out the cancer. I'm not saying you got to.
Yeah, just horrible talking like this. Just horrible. And these goofies just nodding to it.
It ain't their fault. The black community is responsible for that. But if we want to protect the village, we're going to have to consider the possibility. You got to cut out the cancer. I'm not saying you got to unalive it.
No, you did say that. And here's the proof.
2017 promotion of.
But we're going to have to put some of them.
Here you go.
And once they see I ain't scared of.
Is comparable to Umar Johnson's 2013 promotion of murdering so-called black boy thugs.
A lot of boys who got the thug energy, anger. Thug energy is normally anger and pain. That's all it is. I know, because I do therapy with them thugs. And once they see I ain't scared of them, then we can have a conversation. And fellas, I want to be clear now. When we go back to take over the community, because we're going to have to do it, gentlemen, you can't expect the cops to fix this, because they started it. But I want to be clear. And I know some of us love our children, but some of our children are so far gone that we're going to have to put some of them to sleep in order to take back the neighborhood. Some of y'all don't want to hear that because you don't live in reality. But I'm telling you, as a psychologist, I'm not going to be able to psychologize all of them on the corner. Some of them going to sleep for good.
To be clear, when Umar Johnson states some of them going to sleep for good, he is stating that these black boy thugs need to be murdered.
But I'm telling you, as a psychologist, I'm not going to be able to psychologize all of them on the corner. Some of them going to sleep for good, for good, for good.
In 2019, Umar Johnson promoted the murder of 10% of black boys.
I'm saying that to say this. I've never taken a life, God forbid. I hope I never have to. But if we're going to take them streets back, we got to admit something. I'm talking as a psychologist. Some of our young men, we've let them go so far for so long, they're no good to no damn body. There's people walking these streets where we're going to have to put to sleep. In other words, you might have to create violence to end it. It will be a cataclysmic altercation between black men and some of our youth. Most of our youth, we can get them. But there's some of them, they ain't going without a fight. And they're going to have to be put to bed. It's a shame. It ain't their fault. You understand? But you have a population of unreachables. The white man wants us to think they all unreachables. 90% are reachable. 10%, we will have to have a civil war with them. And that's facts. Don't give your guns back. Buy some more. Don't give your guns back. Buy some more. Don't give your guns back. Buy some more.
Umar Johnson encourages black people to buy more guns in preparation for his black civil war against 10% of black boys. This would mean that Umar Johnson wants to murder 1 out of every 10 black boys in the United States of America.
How we gonna stop the violence? Then you got to get in their face. 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 You see what I'm saying? So yes, there got to be a collective and we got to go to the streets, and I'm all for that. It's the only way to do it.
I'm not going to be able to psychologize all them on the corner. Some of them going to sleep. For God! For God! For God!
You may be wondering, how is it possible for Umar Johnson to have such a negative orientation towards black boys? The truth of the matter is that Umar Johnson's general attitude towards black children is extremely negative. Umar Johnson has referred to black children as nigglets, which is an extremely demeaning racial slur.
Apples don't fall far from trees. When I see kindergarten students competing over who got the best sneakers, who had more money spent on them for Christmas, you're not born with that. You learn it. When I see first graders calling each other ugly, you too black, you too yellow, your hair too nappy, your lips too, right? They weren't born with that. They learn it at home. We are breeding nigglets. That's exactly what we're doing.
While speaking about black...
All right. Yeah, he's a sociopath, borderline psychopath. And anyone who thinks like that, you're a fucking fool. See, he ain't gonna bust a grape. He ain't gonna do shit. And anyone who thinks, I feel him, you ain't gonna do shit either. Just run your fucking mouth. Talking about you gonna get out here and take the lives of these, they're boys on the corner. You ain't gonna do shit. Then you wonder why black people, well, this is part of the situation. Meanwhile, Umar, he don't even take care of his kids. But let's move on.
Somewhere else if you want to save the people. One bad apple can spoil a whole bunch, especially when you're talking about black people.
But why?
Yeah, I got this mixed up.
There will always be a corruptible, irredeemable criminal element in every culture.
Yes.
You follow what I'm saying?
Facts.
Other cultures have a way to deal with it, right? Look at the Italian mafia. Back in the days in the Italian mafia, they had a real simple rule. We can gang war all we want. But if you take out an elder, a mother or a child, somebody from your family getting taken out. You follow what I'm saying? That was the rule. There's no mistakes or none of that. If you hit an elder, hit a mother, hit a child, it got to be retribution.
Okay, but what if you get black males, as you suggest, together to go unalive these thugs on the corner? What about that too, Umar? See, it doesn't even make sense. You go do, let's say, even if Goofies did something like that, okay, you're going to jail. The Goofies are going to jail too. You see what I'm saying? See, again, Umar's issues with and again, the part of the reason why this just doesn't sit well with me, because I grew up around this. Okay, I got family, friends. I was out in them streets, a gang of friends. All right, and to hear someone talk like this, who even thinks of some shit like that? He ain't gonna do it anyway because he's marshmallow. But why would you even suggest something like that? He's a sociopath, borderline psychopath. Those are the type of people who think like that. We're exterminating groups of people. See, Umar, he ain't got no street in him. And when he was a kid, he used to get punked by what he perceived to be back then thugs on the corner. He's a big old softy. He's marshmallow. And so that's why that type of verbiage, he'll say stuff like this. It ain't got nothing to do with some sort of black upliftment. What, you gonna unalive black people for black upliftment? Now, if a white person said that, y'all have a problem, right? Umar would have a problem. But Umar says it and he gets a pass. But this comes from Umar's own little issues from childhood. It ain't got nothing to do with some sort of a revolutionary thought, or this is how we're gonna uplift the community, blah, 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 none of that. That's why he's so dangerous. Let's go.
Because of that, nobody got hit. The black community don't even have laws for crime. They come through, shoot and kill everybody, right? And then they go to court and laugh in the face of the victim's mom. right? Not everybody. I'm just simply saying you have a true criminal element that I don't think is going to be reachable. We're going to try to say
you ain't doing shit. Okay, you're not doing anything. See, you're part of the problem. See, if more of these black men were in the home taking care of their kids and taking care of their family and keeping their families safe and keeping their sons out of the streets, then these types of things wouldn't happen in the first place. See, Umar, you're a deadbeat. You don't even take care of your kids. You ain't provide no protection, no guidance. You don't even pay child support on time. You're part of the problem. You remember I was talking about the only reason why Umar has a space to operate is because there is, in general, a lack of male leadership in the home from fathers who've abandoned their kids and abandoned their wives or abandoned their girlfriends, however you want to call it. So you abandon them, they go, things go awry, they go astray, and then somehow the answer, the solution is to unalive them. You were the problem in the first place.
Everybody. But what is going to be our contingency for the ones we cannot save? Because let's be honest, one of the things that the FBI did that made them so stunningly effective in destroying the Black Panther Party and the Black Liberation Army and subverting many other black organizations from getting started is they would go into the community and they would go and find the criminals. And they would blackmail the criminal into taking you out or you go to jail. In other words, you got caught with 10 ounces of crack.
He always referencing crack.
We're going to get him. We need him going. And if he don't go, this your third strike. You feel me? So you got a decision to make. Do you want to be there for your kids? Because if you do, he got to go. If he
Let's be clear about something. If you go based upon your idea of unaliving these black thugs, black boy thugs on the corner, whoever goes to do that, they're not going to be able to be there for their family anymore because they'll be in jail for life. So what are you talking about, you big goofy? I'm telling you guys, Umar has no street in him because people who are from the streets or if they grew up around it, they wouldn't even think of no shit like that. Again, Umar was shipped away in the 9th grade. He was probably 13. He didn't grow up in the streets like he claims that he did. No, he didn't. He was a mama's boy. And he admits it. He said he was a bookworm, like he was always in the books. That's why his nephew said he never even saw Umar with a girlfriend. He was like a nerd type, like a goofy nerd type. I'm nerdish too, but it's different. I have a different upbringing than Umar. But he pretends to be a thug sometimes, like the SETI rant, but he ain't from the streets. He's a big old softy. He's a marshmallow, as we used to call him.
We coming to get you. And this is how they turned the criminals against the Black Power movement because the criminals was for the Black Power movement, right? But the FBI said, we got to break that up. We can't have that union because now the criminals will be the army for the leaders. We can't have that. So we're going to go and infiltrate the criminals and tell them, you're going to do our bidding or you're going to go to jail. First of all, I'm going to say it's the responsibility of the village to save its children. It shouldn't even have to come to that. Why are we not programming for our young people? The reason they...
Okay, what programming have you provided, Umar, in 7 years and 4 months for the children out there in Wilmington, Delaware, after you've collected millions of dollars?
Flash mobbing is they have nothing to do. Where's the after school programs? Where the rites of passage?
Yeah, Umar, where's the after school program? Where's the rites of passage? That's what people giving you at least around $3 million at this point. That's what they giving you the money for.
Where the trading program, where the robotics, where the...
You ain't done no trade. You ain't done no robotics.
AI, if they...
You ain't done no AI.
Has something...
You don't even know what AI stands for. You think, what we talking about practice?
Constructive to do, they wouldn't be flash mobbing. An idle mind is the devil's workshop. And for the politicians who are trying to demonize the youth, where the social...
You just demonize the youth yourself. What are you talking about? You said that we got to unalive them and some of them going to sleep for good. What are you talking about? He's such a hypocrite. We almost done.
Programming dollars at? Where are the social programming dollars? You got enough money to build these bike units so white people could come and get a bike and ride all around the hood. If you got money for biking units, you got money for other stuff. The truth be told,
What are you talking about?
They want them to do exactly
bike units so that white people can ride around in the hood.
what they're doing. So they can continue to criminalize them on the news media. So when they change the laws and start mass incarcerating our youth, it'll be justified because they're allowing our youth to paint a negative picture of themselves. All of this is strategy, but it starts with us because why don't we program?
Yeah, that's what he said. Yeah, because I remember when I put that, because a lot of people hadn't seen that back in 2020. When I put that, it was people, a lot of people were talking about it. Anyone remember this hit the one? This is a long time ago, 2020. When I put that in a documentary, because most people had never seen that, because this is an older video of Umar. This is when he used to dress in suits and ties. So he would present as a school psychologist. He said a lot of crazy stuff in that particular video. I have a whole breakdown of it in the documentary. So, wait, yeah, no, that's right. Yeah, I do. Because I think did I already get to that? No, I didn't. No. Yeah, I think I did. I thought that was 2013. Anyway, when I had it in the documentary, the reason why I played it over and over again and I would repeat it because I wanted people to really understand what he was saying. And for him to suggest that's a solution is to unalive black boys, black boy thugs on the corner. I mean, that's psychopath. Sociopath for sure. But that's psychopathic. And as a consequence, there was a lot of people back then, they started talking about that. And Umar, he was feeling a lot of pressure. He was feeling a lot of pressure from that. And then one time he did a video, he said he was trying to frame it a different way as if that's not what he meant. Like when he was on Lord Jamar's show, he was saying, well, we just need to leave him alone. No, that's not what he said. He said we need to unalive him. So yeah, a lot of people there were shocked by that. But see, the thing is that if you research Umar enough and you do your due diligence, you'll realize that in general, he has a very negative view about black people. He has a very pathological approach to children. And then when it comes to black boy thugs on the corner, he's a psychopath. Because he's talking about extermination. And that black men are going to get together to do that. Who would even think of something like that? See, our primary role is to protect the women and the children. And a lot of the young boys who are out there in the streets, part of the issue, and not all of them, but I would suppose that most of them, I'm saying, in my opinion, most of them, the reason why they're out there in the first place is because there's a vacuum of in the black community in general, when we talk about fatherly guidance and men being present to guide the next generation properly. And Umar, he epitomizes that himself. Thanks, TJ. Piers Land says, why a Philly weirdo Umar is a Hotep psycho and an e-gangster. Yeah. Again, he gets, when he does a SETI rant, he's trying to act like a thug, but he ain't got no street in him. None. I mean, he can rant and rage, but that's more like a little child throwing a tantrum. That's what the SETI rant was. He's emotionally unstable. He can't regulate his emotions properly. He's like a little child throwing a tantrum. But he's trying to present as a thug. Umar has no street in him. That's why he always running his mouth. Yeah, e-gangster. That's real talk. I ain't heard that one before. Umar, he's an e-gangster. Thanks, Paris Land. What's up, Cheryl Secondborn says, we got to start holding these fake Hotep ninjas and their podcasts accountable for continuing to give Umar a platform to speak. Yeah, we were talking about this yesterday, the fact that people still have him on. And again, a lot of it has to do with they're trying to get views. They're trying to get clicks and views. Someone pointed this out. They're not, that podcast, they're not even monetized. So whatever they pay Umar to come on to the show with whatever views that they've gotten so far, they're not going to recoup that money. I think they had, I can't remember. I think they had 300 subscribers or something like that. Don't quote me on that. I can't remember. I'll even mix it up with another figure. But yeah, people, they should be held accountable because all the information is out there. I was talking about this earlier on too, Cheryl Secondborn, about these women that be giving up the draws to Umar here in 2026. Listen, there's no excuse at this point. I'm not defending Umar for his behavior, but listen, if you're going to do that in 2026, that's on you at this point because the information is all out there. Well, the same thing with these podcasters. The information is all out there. You can choose to have them on. That's totally up to you, but this shows a lack of integrity. Yeah. Thanks, Cheryl. Second. We're good to see you, man. All right. We got to wind this down. I know we're supposed to do a short show. The poll question is: Has Umar Johnson had a white woman? 85% said yes. 15% said no. Okay. All right. I was just being petty right there. I had to put it on there. Okay. Let's finish this video up. Here we go.
They should not be out there. And you can't blame the parents. Why? Because most of our kids are raised by a single mom. She can't be there. She got two.
Yeah, I was just talking about that. Just like your children, you ain't in your children's lives either, because you're a deadbeat.
Jobs to work where they're gonna be homeless is not her fault. Right. And this is where I think the community has
information. What's up? Salute Information Man says this from a man who said yes, boss, to the police on camera that Umar speak on. Yeah, I know. Yeah. That's what I mean with this guy. Thank you for bringing this up. See, Umar, he'll talk all this talk and all this negative talk about black people and how we're going to unalive these black boys on thugs on the corner and how some of them going to sleep for good. He'll talk like that. But see, when he's in front of that police officer that was going through his belongings inside the car, they were doing a security check, and it wasn't just him. They were doing it for anyone that was going into that area. Umar, he tightened up real quick. Do I need to pull it up? Yeah, let's go there. I got time. I know I said we go. I know, but you brought it up. Let's go there. Let me see if I can find it though. Here we go. Oh no, that's not it. Here we go, right here. This is from June 19th of 2022. So this is almost 4 years ago. Wow, time flies. Here you go.
Okay.
Yeah, Umar, he was calling for the unaliving of police officers too. I have that in the documentary. So he was all big and bad talking that stuff. And then when people were calling him and I don't have the clip, I wish I had it. But when people were calling him out for that, at a certain point, Umar was like, well, you know, I did say some of this, but they took my words and through audio manipulation, they changed my words. No, that's not what happened. See, he runs his mouth. That's what he do. He run his mouth. And then when he gets hemmed up, then he got to try to flip it and change it a little bit. But once he's in the presence of this police officer, watch this.
$50.
He was selling them books for $50. It was worth every penny.
How y'all doing?
Can I put my suitcase back together? Is that all right? Or you not done searching?
Oh.
Oh, so sassy. He was big and bad running his mouth, but then he get the sassafras. He slapped his leg, his hip. Oh. Yeah, that's me right there. I was with him.
Once you're done, I'll clean it up, boss.
The guy was like, "What did you call me? What you say?" Umar, he trying to go back to slavery. He's, "I'm gonna clean that up, boss. I'm gonna cleanse it. I've cleared and seen about everything. Boss, I's a clean. I's a clean." Shout out the information man for even bringing that up. Eyes are clean, good Lord. We gonna cut it down. We boss gonna cut it down. We gonna march and cut it down. Whatever it is. Yes, Lord. I said, boss, will you let me clean it up? I said, boss, will you let me do my thing? I said, hey, boss, will you let me fly away? Boss. Amen. Amen. Amen.
Once you're done, I'll clean it up, boss.
Umar. Oh man, that's crazy. What's up, I did it with hell? I did with hell been around from the beginning. It's crazy. This whole thing. I thought I thought this was over. I really did. And then Umar, he dropped the video the other day. Swing low, sweet chariot, sweet low, coming home to carry me home, sweet low, sweet.
Once you're done, I'll clean it up, boss. Done.
All right, I'm back. All right, let's get back to it. Here we go. We're almost done.
The single black mother a scapegoat. Because when I go to these different town halls and community village meetings to discuss this, my question is always the same. Why has nobody mentioned the responsibility of the church? Why has nobody mentioned the responsibility of the community-based organization? Why has nobody mentioned the responsibility of the divine nine and the Masons? Why has nobody mentioned the responsibility of the politicians? Nobody mentioned the responsibility of the business owners. These are the stakeholders. But y'all keep going to a single mother who's already stressed out, working 2 and 3 jobs as it is, dealing with her own mental health and medical issues, for sure, right?
Everything is always like the worst case scenario with this guy. Go down, Moses, way down in Egypt's land. Tell old Pharaoh to let my people go. All right.
Chronic, right? Dealing with her own domestic abuse, suicide, alcohol addiction, marijuana addiction. She can't do no more.
What?
You can't keep scapegoating the single mom. What is the village?
Yeah,
the village don't want to do anything.
Yes, mother. Oh, I'll be good. All right. Thanks, TJ. Yeah, I got that one. Yeah. Thank you, Cheryl. Thanks for all the super chats, everyone. We got to wind this down. Okay, here we go.
That's why our children hate us. And there's an African proverb that says what?
What do you mean our children hate us? Huh? Don't say that about all of us. Okay, maybe you because you a deadbeat, but don't do that on everybody else.
If the village doesn't raise the children will burn the village to the ground. And that's
y'all cut it out. Just
exactly what's happening.
No, we
I would say
out
this.
for real.
The FBA and the ADOS, they do have valid points. Even though I'm a Pan Africanist, I'm not blind, right? I've dealt with xenophobia from Africans. I don't get it often, right?
Yeah, but Umar, you're xenophobic too. That's why you're pushing this whole DACA. What is it? Or DAFA, Descendants of African Freedmen Association or something like that.
But I've seen it. I've seen it in America, right? I've been looked down upon by continental Africans. I've been looked down upon by Africans from other places, even being as popular as I am, right?
There you go.
So it's there.
Right.
Yeah, DAFA, Descendants of African Freedmen in America.
We know it's there.
That's what he's been promoting more recently.
But is the solution turning them into your permanent adversary?
Right.
You follow me?
Right.
That's not the way you solve a problem. You solve a problem with dialogue. The one big question I ask these anti-African, anti-immigrant organizations is,
yeah, but Umar, you've been anti-immigrant more recently because you blamed this so-called Jamaican immigrant for sabotaging the process for the certificate of occupancy, which is a lie. None of that happened, but that's why you're pushing the DAFA thing, because you're trying to create this delineation. That's all this is.
have you ever sought to establish a dialogue? Or do you just want to argue on Instagram? Right. Where's the dialogue so both sides can understand each other? Because let us be clear, the United States National Security Council has spoken. They put out a memorandum back in 1986, I think it was, where they said the only threat to our global agenda was the unification of Black America and Black Africa. They said it. They didn't say Muslims, Christians, none of that. They said if we let Black people here operationally unite with Africans on the continent, we're done. And guess what else the memo said? It directly.
Nah, Crystal, I can't do that, right? Because we got to wind this down. Because if we start that, we're going to be here for a month. Yeah, that Tariq went in on him. And see, the thing is, Umar had been taking shots at Tariq for years. It has to do with Hidden Colors, and Umar was trying to get more money out of it. And Umar tried to do his shockumentary because he was trying to get into that lane. But it goes on and on. And then finally, Tariq, he had enough, and he went in on Umar, and it's a classic. There was another super chat. Hold on 1 second. I got everybody. Did I get everybody? Yeah, okay, I did. Okay. Yeah, we're almost done. We're right at the end.
Did the FBI to sow discord between both groups to spread a rumor? Basically, they told the FBI and the CIA to do between Black Africa and Black America what they did between the Black Panther Party and other organizations. Destroy the unity, destroy the trust. And I wouldn't be surprised if we found out 20 years later, 10 years later, that this entire thing was a psych ops funded by the CIA or the FBI. I wouldn't be surprised. And the reason I say that, is these organizations didn't start popping up until the year of return, 2019, when Africa was inviting everybody home. And I'm saying to myself, at the very time Africa inviting everybody home, now we get people who say Africa don't matter no more. You see that? I'm just looking at the timing.
And you probably from an era where everything was pro-black, like the Native Tongues and De La Soul, to go back to African movement, things of that nature. So it was changed.
So we need the dialogue, because at the end of the day, nobody can live without the other group. But the truth be told, is wrongdoing on both sides.
I like that.
We
That's
are
fair.
just as guilty as they are, and they are just as guilty as we are. When I go to Africa, they ask me the same question. And I'm like, listen, are y'all engaging in the dialogue? You're going to have to step out there and take a chance of being disrespected if you want to heal the wound. Because here's how I see it. Imagine your parents left you a large fortune.
He just be running his mouth. We got about 800 people. Our goal is 400 likes. Let me see where we're at.
And you got 5 brothers and sisters and they don't want to give you your cut. Do you care if they don't want to give you your cut? Hell no. I'm going to go to court and I'm going to get my cut because...
Okay, we're at 316. It doesn't look like we're going to get it. Okay, we got 800 people here. So if you're enjoying the show, or if you have been enjoying the show, if you can hit the like button, I appreciate it. Okay, let's see if we can make it happen. It's a long shot.
This is my inheritance. It's the same way I see it as being an African, our ancestry. I don't need permission from anybody in Africa to be an African. And I tell them when I'm there, I don't need your permission to be an African. It's in my blood like it's in yours, right? But I'm going to respect being back home because I ain't been home in a couple hundred years. And when you move back home with your parents, you better act a certain way because this house ain't yours yet until we tell you this house is yours. You see?
Look who's talking. Look who's talking. And Umar, you can't inherit Section 8 housing too, by the way, just so that you know that. Yeah, we need 60 likes. Yeah, let's see if we can make it happen. Here we go.
So we do have to come with a certain degree of humility. For example, as we repatriate to Africa, right? I don't think
no, you can't. Stop playing.
we should even look to occupy.
Let me look it up.
We should be looking to get reacclimated into the village. Because if you go to Africa and soon when you get there, now you want to run for office and you barely even understand the culture. You're going to look like a plant. You see what I'm saying?
No.
So I think we need to be very clear on what we're going to do when we go home and what we're not.
You playing too much. No, you cannot inherit a Section 8 housing voucher. Okay.
I want to do. Our children can run for office. But me and you, we coming back. We trying to get joined back into the family while we trying to lead them. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think there just needs to be humility on both sides. And as you can see, that energy has caught fire all over the diaspora. Because now you got South Africa with their thing, Nigeria with their thing. Now you got different groups of Africans saying, well, if y'all don't want me, I don't want y'all. The Pan Africanists, we have to be the peacemakers. We have to be the ones to say, listen, everybody have a seat and let's work this out because the white man don't care if you speak Wolof or English. He don't care if you're Muslim or Christian. He don't care if you're from East Africa, West Africa, or the West Bronx, or the East part of DC. He wants all of us going. Racism is the control of the race, and genocide is the extermination of the race. They don't care who they start with, and they don't care who they finish with. So,
yeah, but see, if you attempt to unalive black boys on the corner, Umar said 10%. Okay, that will be considered to be a form of genocide, Umar. So what are you talking about?
Either we will learn to work together as family or we will perish apart as fools. Pan-Africanism is our destiny as a race. Without it,
40 more likes to go.
Yesterday, I had screen recorded this conversation about this white geopoliticist, right? And he basically said, this is a white man. He's a geopoliticist. One of the top. Guess what he said? He said, the way forward for Africa is for there to be one Africa. This is a white man. He said, the only way Africa is going to make it and be what the diaspora.
When that lightning rod hit, booyah! I can't believe, well, I can believe he said that. It's so over the top ridiculous. Matter of fact, I'm gonna pull that up just to see if we can get a couple of extra likes before we get up out of here, if you guys don't mind. Here we go. I'll play just the first part of it.
What I got to do is come together and use your spiritual power to get what y'all need from black men. Now, y'all look around Detroit, y'all say, we ain't got no schools, we ain't got no industries, we ain't got no factories. You know how you can get them? Let all y'all come together as a sisterhood and say, guess what? Cookie shop shut until I see 2 schools. Do you know how fast them damn schools are?
So stupid.
You got to use your cookie power. I'm serious about that. If we say no cooking till the school is built, we won't eat, sleep, drink, or nothing. Brother Umar, you want to take it out? Hell no.
30 more likes. 30 more likes.
I'm serious. You got to use your cookie power. You keep giving out rewards before the work is done.
Here you go.
And that's why a lot of black women are miserable and nasty as hell, because you fail to realize.
Everybody shout out your favorite Lenon saying. Mine's is, what kind of man? Yeah, I'll put that in there. I'll read them off. Here we go. Thanks Rated R for allowing for this.
You got to shut down the damn oven and stop baking cookies every once in a while.
Here you go.
Women without strong emotional bonds with their father are more likely to mistake lust for love, especially when the sex is good.
Here you go.
He hit that spot. Booyah! I love you. No, you don't. You in lust, but you don't know what love is. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Okay? That lightning strike, boom! I love you, boo. Because if I'm in love with you, I know you. I know you ain't going no damn where. This lightning rod, you ain't leaving me. You could think, but then y'all get intimate. Now you can't think no more. Be honest with yourself, black woman. Yesterday you knew you should have left him alone. But last night, y'all crossed that line. And he hit you with a lightning bolt. Boom! Now you can't see straight no more. And then your girlfriend's like, what you think? When you gonna call it off? When you gonna let him know you don't want to be bothered? Well, I've been thinking, everybody deserves a second chance. Boom! He hit that spot, booyah! I love you. No, you don't. That lightning strike, boom! I love you, boo. This lightning rod, you ain't leaving me. And he hit you with a lightning bolt. Boom! Boom! Booyah! Boom! Booyah! Boom! Boom! Booyah! Boom! 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 Booyah! Booyah! Booyah!
Okay, we're not done yet. We're gonna go. Need about 4 more minutes. Okay, yeah, Mama Closet, hit the like, yeah, hit the one. That's one of my favorites. Yeah. This is short. This is a short live stream. It is. Okay, we're winding down now. Oh boy, he's so stupid. Don't make me put it up. I do say that a lot. That's true. I say here he go a lot. I say his mama calls it too much. No, I rarely say hit the 3. I rarely say that. Okay. This will be a short live stream. Umar just a bum from Philly. Fake funky school. Look at him. I do say that too. Okay. All right. The trap bandos. Yeah, I'll say that too much. Cheryl Secondboard said Keebler Tunde. All he talking about is cookies all the time. Yep. Thanks, Cheryl Secondboard. He got evicted. He ain't got no job. Umar, he's filthy. Yeah, he is. He filthy. I got a lot of them. That's y'all's principle. I'm not the person who made that one up, because people have been saying that for a long time. Look at him. The long con. Yeah. Run the donut. Yeah. Like the vid, y'all. We almost done. We need 8 more to get to 400. This chat is crazy. I say that a lot too. Yeah. That's y'all's principle. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. We got blowed off because we got blowed. Damn. I do say that too. Yeah, he's nothing but marshmallow. I don't say that much, but he is. He really is. But every once in a while I'll say that. That goes back to way back in the day. All right. Okay, let me get out this chat room. Let me get up out of here. Okay, we're gonna finish this up right here. Okay, here we go. And thank you guys for all the super chats, for hanging out.
He said because each of the 55 independent states are so small, they can't take on America alone. They can't take France alone. And this was already outlined by Drs. Osajifo, Kwame Nkrumah in his book Neo-Colonialism. Remember, Kwame Nkrumah's book Neo-Colonialism was so feared that
What's
the United
up,
States
man,
government
Davis? We
banned
almost
it.
done.
They banned the book. And
Yeah,
it was
I
that
got
book
receipts.
that partially motivated
Butter biscuits. What
their
in the
overthrow
world?
of Kwame Nkrumah. It was the U.S. who did that, right? And so
I do say that. I say that a lot. I say that to my kids when they be acting. I said, "What in the world? I'm not the one. He ain't got no street in him. He ain't got no street in him." Yeah, I say that a lot too. The bumpity bump. Mo living in them schools. Let me get out this chat. I say that all the time because even right now I'm caught up in it. Yeah, I need to stay out. It's true. I try to stay out like I'm caught in it right now. Who are you? That's true, though. Let me get all out this chat room. He tricked off the money. Yeah. He's so goofy. Can you believe this guy? Umar is wild. That's diabolical. That is so true. Yeah, I'll be saying this all the time. Okay, let me get out this chat room. Let's get going. Let's get going. Yeah, we're almost done. Here we go.
this is a white man telling black people that Pan Africanism is your solution. But we so caught up into the hate and the xenophobia that we're not even recognizing that in each other is our solution.
Okay.
I think one of the things that is lacking in Black consciousness,
this is the last one,
and in the Black community in general, even the religious community, is there's a lack of grace, right? We overly judge each other. We're overly critical. I would even argue that the Black
look who's talking out of all people. All he does is take shots at Black people who are more successful than he is.
Conscious community may be more critical than the Black religious community, right? Yeah. If a sister ain't got locks in her hair, they looking up and down. You see what I'm saying? If she ain't got on the
but Umar, you say that if they have a weave, you got a problem with it unless it's that one of them strippers you was dealing with. See this? Let me go turn on this thing for these geckos.
Wrap skirt from Kenya. They giving her that look. Y'all know what I mean, right?
Right.
And I'm like, damn, we worse than the church.
Yeah.
I read some of these sisters would rather go to church than come to the conscious community. The way we look them up and down, and she ain't this and she ain't that, and why you ain't changed your name yet, and you know what I mean? And
Okay,
so I
Mr.
believe
Stafford.
in grace, and because I'm considered to be so polarizing of a figure, right?
You
I
are
have
polarizing.
to exercise that grace because I need people to understand that no matter what you're coming to the table with, I still believe in your ability to redeem yourself, right? For example, something that I really love, two things I get. I'll go to a city and do a lecture, right? And there's a brother had a white girl, maybe even had children with her. I'll come back 5 years later. And I've had this happen several times. And that same brother, he reminds me who he was, pulls out the picture. He said, Dr. Umar, I got a Black wife now. You know what I mean? Like they want me to know that at the
He making this up on the spot. This guy, he's nuts.
time I didn't agree with you.
Yeah, something wrong with him. Sure, something wrong with him.
But I done thought about this, and I put down the Pillsbury dope biscuits and got me some real Cinnabons, right? Right? And the Black woman with the natural hair. That's
Here he go.
another one I get, right? Let's say I go to London, and I ain't been to London in a couple years, or France. And
Why is he so fixated on natural hair? I don't get that, especially as a man. What kind of man does that? You worry more about Black women's hair than you do about opening up a school. You don't think that that's weird? Where I come from, we don't do that. Women, you do it. You wear your hair however you want. This is not something we're going to be even talking about. But he always talking about it.
I'll see one of this, or even here in the States, and they'll come and they'll be like, Dr. Umar, here's the picture when I came see you 2 years ago. Look at me now. You know what I mean? So I love seeing that because it lets you know that your message does work. You know what I mean? Because sometimes you wonder.
Well, he blinking and eyes bugging.
You know what I mean? But when you get people come with them testimonials, it really matters. Like I've had people tell me that you saved my marriage.
There you go.
You saved me from suicide. Like
here you
some
go.
of the things people have told me, I'm like, are you sure it was me? Because this don't sound like, you know what I mean? It's the motivation that keeps me going. You know what I mean? Especially the elders. Because when you get older people who come and say, I believe in you and your message helped me, that's the fuel that keeps me going. Because there's nothing, when you really about the work, your motivation comes from somewhere else. It ain't money. You know what I mean?
Right.
You got the genius.
If it's not money, why are you mentioning it then? Because it is about money. Self-snitching.
Really love what you do. And you got to remember, this is all I've done since I was 9 years old in the 4th grade.
Here he go. This guy, he always lying. He done created a whole life of just, he's just the greatest of everything. He sound like Cheyenne Bryan now.
Some people come to consciousness after prison. Nothing wrong with that. After they get kicked out of the white power structure. Nothing wrong with that. After college, after the military. Nothing wrong with that. It's been with me since the 4th grade. You see what I'm saying? So it's all I know. So of course I got to stick with it because it's my heart. And that's when you believe you're.
When you shut your ass up, take a breath. Damn. He just be running his mouth. He like to hear himself talk. That's what I think it is. That's what I think it is with Umar. He just like to hear himself talk.
You're born to do something. Right. If you know why you're here, you can put up with almost any what. If you know why, you can put up with any what. You got to know your purpose. Purpose will insulate you from so many problems in your life. If you know your path, that in and of itself will save you from a lot of issues.
Do you think a Black Wall Street can never happen again?
I do. And I think a Black Wall Street has to happen in order for Black Africa to take Black America serious.
Umar said he was going to do that anyway. Y'all remember that? He didn't do nothing. He said it was going to in Africa.
See, people say, Doc, why should we build Black Wall Street if all they're going to do is come and burn it down? Like they did Tulsa, how they did Rosewood, how they did Charleston, how they did Wilmington, North Carolina. We build anyway. You know why? To show our people we can. See, once you show we can, now you got the airlifted to the Caribbean, or you got the airlifted to
What are you talking about?
Brazil, or you got to airlift it to Costa Rica or Panama, or you got to airlift it to Ghana or Nigeria and Gambia, right? Yeah. In the final analysis, it will have to exist elsewhere because Black power is a contradiction for white power. They got to destroy it. You build to perfect it, and then you take it elsewhere. Because remember, when we get to Africa, we can afford to fail.
Right.
Right? We cannot.
Would you stop? Will you shut your yapper? He just keep going and going and going.
Afford to fail because we've been telling them this is what we want to do and this is what we need to do. And so when they say come do it, it got to be done right. This is practice. That's the permanent product.
Okay, and then this is the last part right here. He just be running his mouth.
I'm gonna say this because I don't believe in throwing out the baby with the bathwater. Two things can be true at once. LeBron James is one hell of an example of a responsible, disciplined Black man with a Black wife and Black children. He came into the league as a
Again, Umar has none of that. He has abandoned children, but he had none of that.
Teenager and never got into any major trouble. So if I want to show young Black boys an example of Black male discipline and success, I can show them LeBron. If I want to show them the example of a leader or an activist, I cannot show them LeBron.
Here he go. Here he go.
Because he's never done anything significant for the Black community. Even the school is a public school. He didn't even build that, right? He gives it.
He's always taking shots at successful Black people, and in particular, successful Black men. He don't know what LeBron James is doing behind the scenes. He has no clue. See, Umar, he's not even on that level. He's just a bum from Philly living off of his mama at 51. Don't have a job, doesn't have a legitimate business, been scamming on a school scam, got 3 baby mamas, don't take care of none of his kids. But he really thinks that he should be up there criticizing someone like LeBron James. He don't know what LeBron James has done behind the scenes. He has no clue.
Money, but it's not his. It's a pup, right? So when it comes to activism and him siding with Israel against the Palestinians after what we've been through.
Okay, that's not what happened. Okay, he made some comments. Okay, listen, LeBron's not a politician. He made some comments, but that's not what he was saying, Umar. You just twisting shit up because you're trying to disparage him right here.
Nah. Why did you even speak on it at all? Right? But we know because your billionaire status.
No, because people they had asked him the question. That's the reason why.
It's tied to them Zionists, just, right? So we know why. So when it comes to that, you ain't no activist at all, but a responsible, disciplined black man and a black father. I'm gonna salute him on that. I don't know what's going on with LeBron right now. I think that he's dealing with a little image damage because he never thought the Lakers would be treating him like they're treating him. For sure. You know what I mean? And he's learning what a lot of rich black men fail to learn early. And that is no matter how much you are worth to us, no matter how much you did for us, Bill Cosby, Kobe Bryant, when we're done with you, we're done with you. And
what are you talking about, Kobe? Kobe retired and they gave him a massive ceremony. He scored like, I don't know how many points, 60 points or something like that his final game. What are you talking about, Umar? He just be coming up with anything. That's not what happened with Kobe. And that's not even comparable to Bill Cosby. Bill Cosby, he was a freak. He was a male hoe, just like Umar. And he was getting into that freaky shit and it all caught up to him. That's all that is. I mean, whoop-de-doo. That's all that is. He got caught. He got caught up and it came back to bite him. That's all. Wasn't no conspiracy, nothing like that. Would they only do it to black men? No. Harvey Weinstein, another example. He's black? No, cut it out, Umar. But what are you talking about, Kobe? That because all of a sudden, no. Listen, if Kobe could have played another 5 years, the Lakers would have kept him. In fact, they gave him a massive contract, and in terms of his production, it was still good, but it wasn't even reflective of the contract. They gave him a massive contract to close out his career. He was making crazy money. So, Umar, you don't know what you're talking about.
LeBron is having a hard time swallowing the fact that he ain't the man no more. Because remember, he's been the face of the league ever since.
Listen, there is no evidence to support that claim at all. None. I'm a Lakers fan too, by the way.
Kobe got charged with the sex abuse, right?
Well.
And so now they're telling him, you ain't that.
I brought that up earlier.
You ain't that no more. You know, so the question for me is how.
No, that's not what happened with Kobe. That was relatively early on in Kobe Bryant's career. Umar, you stupid. That was in Denver, Colorado, I think. That was in 2003. Okay, they won a championship, I think it was 2001, 2002. When did Kobe retire? That was in 2016. It's 13 years later, Umar. What are you talking about? By the way, yesterday I said I think he was in the league for, I think I said 16. You know, Kobe was in the league for 20 years. Umar, he don't know what he's talking about.
Is he going to leave? Is he going to leave the league? You are worth to us, no matter how much you did for us, Bill Cosby, Kobe Bryant. When we're done with you, we're done with you. And LeBron is having a hard time swallowing the fact that he ain't the man no more. Because remember, he's been the face of the league ever since Kobe got charged with the sex abuse, right?
What are you talking about? I don't even think LeBron was in the league back then. Let's go see. You always got to fact check Umar because he's stupid. His rookie season was in 2003 to 2004. But he didn't become the face of the league right away. No, that's not true, Umar. So the timeline matches what Umar is saying, but right here, because I'm always fair. But that's not what the transition wasn't right away. Kobe still was the face of the league for a number of years before LeBron became the face of the league. This is stuff I've actually been wanting to do videos on is just the transition. Because right now, I think the next person is going to be Wembanyama. But you had Dr. J, then you had Michael. No, you had Dr. J, you had Larry Bird, and simultaneously Larry Bird and Magic Johnson. Then you had Jordan. And in my opinion, you had Shaq, and then that was kind of handed over to Kobe. And then from Kobe, you went to LeBron. And then from LeBron, I think it's going to be going to Wembanyama. All right, anyway, let's keep going.
And so now they're telling him, you ain't that no more. You know, so the question for me is, how is he going to leave? Is he going to leave the league gracefully? Is he going to wait until they push him out? I hope he leaves gracefully. I hate when I see our athletes stay too long, way past their prime, where when they retire, it's not even a celebration because you allowed the game to force you to retire.
They're like your man from the Five Heartbeats.
Yes, yes.
What?
Is Ron going to walk out still on top, or is he going to keep on playing until they have to roll him off that floor? Right. And I hope that ain't the case. I know why he's still playing. It's the ghost of Kobe and the ghost of Mike. Of course. If he can get a 5th ring, he's leaving. If he get a 5th, he out. He know he ain't catching Mike. Of course. But I got to.
Umar just keep talking.
Gotta catch Kobe because him and Kobe actually duel. You feel me? He never duel with Mike. So LeBron will never forgive himself if he don't catch Kobe. And that's why he's still playing. Somebody just needs to sit him down and let him know it might not be.
No, that's not why he's still playing. He's still playing because he's still productive. I mean, he's probably still in the top 15 in the league. He's very productive. He ain't trying to chase Kobe. What are you talking about?
In your cards, bro. And you had a good enough career as you had. Some people already consider you to go. But personally, because of that competition, I got to at least match Kobe.
Oh, cut it out. That's just sometimes Umar, sometimes when he talks sports, it makes sense, but right there, he don't know what he's talking about. A lot of what he was saying there, he ain't making no sense. And it wasn't an automatic transition either from Kobe to LeBron. That's not how it would work. All right. Okay. Yeah, LeBron is Eddie Kane. Yeah, some people were bringing up Steph Curry as being the face of the league. I wouldn't say that he was ever the face of the league. I think it's been dominated by LeBron. I would say that he's like maybe an ancillary face of the league. Okay, he's up there though. Yeah, but in general, there's usually only one with few exceptions. With one exception I can think of, and that would be Larry Bird and Magic Johnson. In my opinion, Magic Johnson had a better career and was more successful in the league than Larry Bird. All right, both great all-time players though. Okay, thank you guys. Yeah, he did. He absolutely changed the game. There's another person who changed the game was Shaq, but I wouldn't say that he was the face of the league once Kobe became the face of the league. Yeah, I think that was a very quick transition. And then he was playing when Jordan was playing too. So it's more complicated. The way I look at it is in general, you only can have one person face of the league, with the exception of a Magic and Bird. And the reason why that worked was because they were coming out of college and they had rivalry, big time rivalry while they were in college. They just carried over into the NBA. And there was racial components too that actually fed all that too, which was actually turned out to be a good thing, if you guys know what I mean. But I wouldn't put Steph as a face of the league, but he definitely changed the game. Okay, thank you guys so much for tuning into this short live stream. I hope you enjoyed it. TJ says, "Nah, use it 225. We ain't gonna do." Yeah, I say that a lot. We ain't gonna do that. You right about that one. Derek says, Bron and Kobe are champions. He's a chump peon. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Umar, he has some nerve, doesn't he? He always talking about successful black people. Okay, everyone was playing like MJ, and now they're playing like Steph. That's true. Very true. Yep. Especially younger people. Okay, good. We made it to 400 likes. Thank you so much. And thanks for updating me on that, lady. I appreciate it. Hope you guys enjoyed the show. Again, I don't plan on live streaming over the weekend unless something really, really crazy happens. Otherwise, we'll be back on Monday. We got plenty to get into. I don't even know if we're going to get into the question answer video. I may bring it up and we get into the section where he talks about FDMG. We may do that. But Umar's supposed to be on Father David's podcast on Sunday. And if he's on there, we'll cover that. I'll edit it down, but we'll cover that on Monday. And there's something else I was supposed to bring up, but I can't remember right now. But we'll get back together on Monday. Thank you guys so much for tuning on in. Also, thanks to everyone who sent in super chats during this live stream. I really do. I appreciate the support, and it really has made just everything inside the chat room. It makes the show, because I was thinking about it while we were live streaming, how when we first started, and I was just doing like PowerPoint presentations, and now we have such a good time. You know, I always look forward to our time together, and I don't take it for granted. Thank you guys for all of your support. I appreciate it. Someone said something else in here. Oh, Information Man said, no, Kareem and Wilt, Magic and Jordan changed the game. Original goal spirit. Yeah. Well, Kareem definitely changed the game. Wilt Chamberlain changed the game too. So, I mean, it could be argued Wilt Chamberlain, Kareem, Dr. J, Jordan, Kobe, or Shaq, then Kobe. Shaq was, in my opinion, it was just like kind of like a transitional thing. Shaq, Kobe, LeBron, and then I think Wembanyama will be next in line. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Thank you guys, and shout out Information Man. Appreciate you. Yeah. I know. I have a whole little thing that I put together, even my top 10 or top 15. Like I consider different things, and one is if you've had NBA finals, how many NBA finals you've gone to, how many of you won, and more importantly, how many MVPs, finals MVPs you won. So, for instance, Shaq has 4 finals MVPs. Kobe has 3. Kobe has 5. Yeah. Kobe has 2, but Kobe has 5 championships and Shaq has 4. But I weigh the finals MVPs heavy. And then if you didn't win the finals MVP, I count your finals championship. I count that as half of a point as opposed to a point. Then I have this whole thing that I kind of outlined to get to my top 10. Anyway, by the way, a lot of people don't know this, but Kareem, he had, if memory serves me correctly, he had 6 championships. Okay, he doesn't have 6 finals MVPs though, but he has 6 championships. A lot of people don't know that about him, if memory serves me correctly. Okay, thank you guys again for tuning on in. I hope you all enjoyed the show. Thank you for all of the support too as well. Thanks for the mods too for handling business. And as we always do.
Oh my gosh, so you're fancy, huh?
Yeah, Black community activist. Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
Well, good for you.
Thank you.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, they did. They left titles on the table. It's bad.
See your eyes shine, she's my slow bunny please. In the winter lights, she's my sweet dove.
Yep, Forrest Grant got a gang up.
Touch my nose, this love, but God is so raw. Make you goose, stepping out of control. It's me and you tonight. Snow bunny, moving on the floor. Everything's alright. Got that smooth soul feel. No, that's next to the law. With my snow bunny love. Been party about the night. See your eyes shine, she's my snow bunny please. In the winter lights,
that was crazy. I remember that.
Touch my nose, this love, but God is so raw. Make you goose, stepping out of control.
Let me turn this down a little bit. Thanks, Francisco. Good morning to the UK. Yeah, shout out to Fago. Well, take off the lady. Oh, wow. I only throw this every once in a while. There go MJ Miguel Jackson. Yeah. Thanks, TJ. Sandy C. Bubarella. Modern Day. Mexico. Thanks, guys, little princess. Good night, Crystal. Too cool. Sorry, man. Yeah, we have a good time. We are so blessed. Thank you guys so much.
Cookies.
What's up, Derek? The Loot Information Man. Joanne McDonald, thank you so much. Nina Boots. Yeah, we had a good time. Thank you, ladies. Even more. Joshua, I can be. Here comes ASAP. Always waiting for it. Thanks to Sean for tuning in. Very excited. Oh my goodness. What in the world? Thanks, mate. MJ. Lala, thank you so much. Dion. Brother James. You crazy, girl. You crazy, girl. All right, thank you guys. Thanks, Courtney. Everyone else is cool with that. Well, we're back on Monday. Please enjoy your weekend, and thank you again for all of y'all's support. Okay, I really appreciate y'all. I'm gonna miss y'all over the weekend. Okay, love y'all. Take care. Peace.